Hey!
Hello!
Hey!
Greetings!
Life.
Hello, friends, family,
Friends,
loved ones.
family, Avantris fam, Avantris friends. Welcome to Legends of Avantris, episode 40-something or other.
On a Thursday.
On a Thursday, no
Thursday.
less. Let me know if the music is a little loud, a little quiet. I'll be adjusting it as we do. So, Legends of Avantris, you guys know the drill at this point. We're a bunch of nerds. We embarrass ourselves for your entertainment. We've been playing together for nearly 3 years in this campaign specifically, which is pretty bonkers. We,
True.
3 years today.
Is today?
Yeah!
Oh, shit!
Yeah, 3 years
Wow,
ago.
I wish...
I just realized that.
Yeah, we could have... It was anniversary stream. We could have...
Oh, that's what I should have... You know
Yeah.
what? I will
Don't
update.
change.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
update it. Yeah, 3-year anniversary stream. Love it. It is a 3-year... Wow, 3 years, guys, we've been playing.
We've
Hi,
done
Mayo.
December
Love you.
13th was our very first session.
2015.
We've finally done it after all these years.
After all these
After all
3
these
years.
years. After these 3 years. And we're
and-
still over 10.
Yeah. It's still level 10. 3 years.
That means it's a slow burn.
Yeah.
I told you how I feel about that.
Yeah.
It's special.
That's special.
Makes it special.
It really
It
does,
does.
when it's a nice slow burn. Anyway, so welcome to our 3-year anniversary stream. Who knew? And our session really. And with that, I think mature stream, 5th edition rules, a lot of fucking homebrew, you know, whatever. What else we got?
The players.
The players. Let's introduce our players. We have Richie. He's
Hey.
playing Rodic Stoneheart. He's a dwarf fighter. We have Andy playing Avantris True
The
Strike.
pleasure is mine.
Oh wow, I'm going out of order. Wow, this is weird because you're at the table.
I
God
know.
damn. Okay.
Well, that's not the order anymore. This is the new order.
This
Yeah,
is
this
the
is
new
the
order.
order.
Welcome. Yeah.
Just for now.
Avantris
Used
True
to it,
Strike.
nerd.
High Elf Rogue. We have Sylvie Flickerwicked played by Nikki over here. She's
Meh.
a gnome warlock, and we then have Annulin Mosgrove played by Kelsey.
In the box.
In the box below. Down there. I don't know. Anyway, I am Mikey. I'm the ironing board DM. I literally DM on an ironing board. I roll dice and write fan fiction. Tomorrow we're not. So it's you get back-to-back D&D sessions, except on a Thursday and a Friday. We are doing Beneath Dark Wings session 4 of Beneath
Yes.
Dark Wings.
It's our monthly campaign. Every single person of the Avantris crew will be there.
It should just be, honestly, we should just rename the campaign The Adventures of Bromance of Toa, Felix.
That's true.
It's a good
I'm
one.
gonna submit that to management and
It's
see
really
if we can
good.
get a name change.
It's a good one.
It's
a good
even. Thanks for the cheers.
Oh,
Thank you for
thank
the
you. We can't hear that. Yeah.
cheers.
Back-to-back campaigns. It's going to be intense. It's going to be great. We're going to start in the evening. It won't be probably as long. We're going to go as long, as we can.
It's not going to be 9 hours.
It's not going to be 9 hours. We'll be starting in the evening.
We'll see how we go, though.
We'll see how
Let
late
it
we
ride.
go. Yeah,
Let it
we'll let it
ride.
ride. We'll see. What else we got? We thank you guys for helping us hit 600 followers. We're going to be doing another big giveaway at 700 followers. I think we can announce.
Probably, yeah.
From Summer Court Creations. Nikki's shop open. Summer Court Creations. You can find the information somewhere. Etsy. I think Rich will post it.
It'll spam.
Oh, it'll spam?
It'll spam,
There you
yeah.
go. So that's brought to you by Summer Court Creations. So check that out. A lot of awesome dice bags, dice trays, patches, really fun stuff. High quality business. What else we got?
Put me to work.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think that is it. So, what happened last time? Not much.
Nothing.
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 It was uneventful.
No, I think we
Pretty
had our
boring.
fortunes told. We found out there was a Dracula, but we all had a good time eating soup. Or
We went and got
something.
brunch,
Yeah, we got brunch. Yeah, that was about
Some
it.
soup.
bottomless
So-
mimosas.
So, last session you had just received your Taroka card readings from Madame Zostra, the fortune teller woman in Ogway. And this fortune seemed very kind of eerily accurate and relevant to all of you. And you had all, once you got your fortunes read, she also saw a crystal ball vision, where she kind of just saw all these bits and pieces and images, but then she got a very pressing thing of Sylvie's sister allegedly in immediate peril. And they deduced that Sylvie's sister was in danger at the Desert Rose, the primary brothel, it seemed, of the Sunsteel Ward, one of the districts of Ogway, this town, the city that they're in right now, and run by the gang, the Caravan. And they made their way through the night, stealthing with their LeBlanc brand invisibility potions, in order.
Thanks, buddy.
LeBlanc.
Yeah, it was LeBlanc's invisibility potions. They were able to then sneak in to the Desert Rose, following behind some guards. As they were making their way, they were introduced to this guard captain named Zolga, large blue dragonborn. And as they were invisible, they heard in some whispers of tonight being the night that she said to some other blue dragonborn. And they then made their way through this building up to one of the primary towers. They learned that a guest was coming. And they climbed the stairs. There are various rooms and floors of all of the different fuck rooms, as they say.
As one is wont to say.
As one may say. And they do. Have you not talked to them? Excuse me. So, they made their way to the top, which seemed to be the heavily guarded room, the primary office or lounge area of Regara Charhide, the leader of the caravan. And they noticed that there were 4 pillars in this room. There's some girls that were all chained up into one of the corners of this room, 6 of them in total. And there were some mysterious chains wrapping around one of the pillars, but they weren't able to see what was chained. And the guest finally arrived. Guard Captain Zolga let in the guest, and happened to be Alphonse LeBlanc himself. She requested what was owed, what he had promised her. He produced a potion, an elixir, that he said would be able to protect Regara from the voodoo doll magic of Remy Guru that the party had previously learned was being used to threaten all of the gang leaders, and he could seemingly just instantly remotely kill them whenever he so chose, if he chose. And upon offering this deal, he requested to see what if Regara had held up her end of the bargain. Regara went over and pulled around the person that was tied up in those chains behind the pillar, and it, of course, beaten very badly with a shattered mask and tattered cape, was Sylvie's sister Evangeline. Sylvie immediately sprung into action and dimension doored both of them out, cast invisibility, and took her to their ship.
Very well done.
Yeah,
very well done.
immediately. The rest of the party, however,
Stuck in the room,
invisible. Alphonse was taken aback and immediately blamed Regara for losing this, and basically due to her incompetence, he decided that there was a change in leadership in the caravan needed. And he charmed her in some regard. She leaned in, despite being at least a foot taller than him. Leaned in, and he produced fangs. Confirmation that they've had for quite a while now that Alphonse LeBlanc is indeed a vampire. He bit, drained her, leaving her lifeless on the floor. He then produced from his jacket a chalice, a golden chalice, with rubies inlaid and horrific, agonized faces embossed on the side. He raised it up to the girls, and their souls were horrifically sucked from their bodies. They also fell to the ground dead. As he then exploded into bats and left. Or actually not, he did not explode into bats and leave. He then called for Guard Captain Zolga, who came into the room, but had referred to her as Solaris after the deed had been done. This Guard Captain Zolga walks into the room. He called her Solaris, he called her Zolga, he called her Mina. And Guard Captain Zolga shrunk several feet and turned into what is a succubus. I'm not doing this.
What is a succubus?
I'm not doing this. I'm not gonna.
She has cute booby caps.
Yeah, so into a succubus, and
we assumed
that you assumed that she was a succubus.
Hey, Avantris gotta go. He's gotta
With
go.
an ass like
Not a
that,
bad way
she
to go.
couldn't be anything else.
Yeah, and so turned out to be a succubus named Solaris, who allegedly had been posing as Mina, who had been posing as guard captain Zolga. And in the interim, after Regar was killed, it seemed as if the Zolga or Solaris had basically made a deal with Ickis, who you assume to be the Vulture second hand, to basically they were going to overthrow her regardless, and all of the Dragonborn, predominantly all the non-blue ones that may not have been entirely on board, were all slaughtered. And it seemed as if Mina and now Alphonse runs the caravan. So the party then left. Sylvie took her sister Evangeline to their mansion in Gullhaven, and the party went back and found the remains of Tyche, and they were going to bring it to the ship so they could be under surveillance and be surrounded by soldiers that serve them. And as they're leaving, they ran into someone who had just about to knock on their door, Miria Devil Dance, one of Vandris's friends. So, former companions. The door opens and the hand kind of flies in, not making contact. You see the rust-colored skin. You see the tiefling form of Miria Devil Dance, and she's like, "What? That was one fucking hell of a trip." So this is the beginning, and she she's kind of always saying this to herself, and she finally looks around and kind of sees.
Because I opened the door, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you open the door. She looks around. She looks down at you, Rhoda, and she looks over to. Is Tyche fully wrapped up, or is her?
Oh no, she's wrapped up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I look at Vander's like.
Vandris is standing there holding the wrapped up charred form of Tyche. And Annulin, you're there as well. The three of you. Sylvie is not there because she is in hundreds of miles away.
That's right.
Yeah,
she's literally in Gullhaven.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally not there.
Important distinction. You guys filled Sylvie in on everything that you had seen, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Or I think Lumi may have been there.
Lumi-
telling
Lumi
her,
was there. Lumi was there.
feeding her info.
Yeah, got it. Okay. He's like,
I'm gonna back towards the wall and just fiddle with something and not make eye contact with anyone.
Miria, I'm glad you made it. Listen, a lot has happened in the several weeks since we parted.
yeah, no, I mean, I can tell that. What you got there, Vandris? It's smuggling corpses now?
There's no easy way to say this. I'm going to give you the important details, and then I think it's important we get back to our ship and we have a long talk. But in short, Alphonse LeBlanc.
Hold on. Do you mind if you just step in? Just
I was going to wait for the
perhaps
invitation. Thank you. Yeah,
just come
sure.
in and sit down and let me shut the door.
But let me stress that this is imperative that we move quickly. Alphonse LeBlanc is a vampire. He's been a vampire for God's knows how many years. He's been running Gullhaven as a vampire forever. He has a succubus in his employ, and for the most part, as far as we know, he's been capturing women and using their souls to fuel some sort of cup. And at some point, he must have taken Hissy, and he took Tyche, and we found Tyche as a vampire. She attacked us. We did everything that we could to save her, and ultimately, Alphonse LeBlanc's companion killed her before that we could get in any information, before we could find out who did this to her. And we believe that it's Alphonse, and we wanted to take her remains back to the ship and ultimately give her a proper burial, but we did everything that we could.
How far behind you guys was I? What the fuck?
That's
Tyche?
Unfortunately, yes.
She was here?
She was, again, when we get to the ship, we can tell you everything that's happened since we parted. But she's been working for one of the local casinos, Remy Garou. I don't know if you've heard of him. And I honestly believe that Tyche was targeted to get to Sylvie, believe it or not. I think that somehow, Alphonse knew about us, about our group, knew about my connection to Sylvie.
Yeah.
And we believe that Alphonse wants Sylvie.
Wait, she looks around and sees Sylvie. Where is she?
She's safe in Gullhaven, in our mansion with her sister. And again, we'll fill you in with everything, but please come with us now to our boat.
Let's go.
Okay, I do want to see her if that's Taiki. God.
I will. It's gruesome, and I'll lay her down gently and unwrap the cloth just to show Amiria.
As soon as you lay Taiki's body down, you pull, you unwrap her, and as soon as you kind of pull the cloth over the face, the kind of charred, sunken eye holes, there's the bared fangs that are still the kind of the lolling mouth. She's okay. No, I'm gonna see that. Well, we always thought that dumb bimbo was gonna meet her maker, and I guess a shitty gambling town like this is the place that she'd do it.
Well, I did everything I could to try to find out if there was a cure, to find out who did this to her, and even though everyone is saying that there was nothing of her left, I believe that right at the end, there was something of her left, and she tried to tell us that she was suffering from hunger and it was out of her control, and she was going to tell us who did this to her, and they had promised her a cure, whether one exists or not, and then it was over before she could answer.
God damn. Sorry, Taiki. Given the severity of the situation, I'm not going to blame this on you yet, Avantris. And I'm really tired. I need
the boat will be safe. You can rest.
I just sleep on a ship again.
It's fine. It's comfortable. We'll take turns. We'll take watch. This isn't anyone's fault. This is a targeted. Whatever Alphonse is up to, this is deliberate to get to us, and again we think to get to Sylvie. So we need to do what we can to protect her, and ultimately find out if her and her sister are okay in Gullhaven. So let's just get to the ship, and we'll tell you everything. We'll tell you everything that happened from the moment that we stepped foot in this godforsaken city.
I just need to know one thing.
Sure.
Have you seen Hissy?
I have not. No. I only have the information that I was given from Forgus when he allegedly saw her, and I have yet to actually lay eyes on her. Someone in town said that they saw her, but wait a minute. Who was it that told us they saw what they described? Let's walk. Can we walk and talk?
Yeah, fine.
I think most importantly, why we need to leave, and I'm sorry you have to sleep another night on the boat, but Alphonse knows that we know. He saw Sylvie when he produced his fangs. He knows. So we need to go, unfortunately.
Well, I thought that couldn't get any worse after the sea troll.
Well, you can tell us all about it, and we've been here for a few days, as I'm sure you're aware. So let's walk and talk.
Okay, fine.
So
and she has her bag on her slung over her shoulder, and she see those two familiar scimitars hanging from her hips.
Remain on high alert. But as we walk, there was somebody, and forgive me because I can't remember as a human or a player or a character. Someone told us that they saw we were gonna do a stakeout. Remember? Right. They described Alphonse with someone that looked like Hissy, and I can't remember who it was who told us.
It was that priest or priestess. I believe it was a priest of Soluna, who they tended the shrine over in the Crawdad Quarter.
So I guess the point is, to answer your question, that there's someone that looks like Hissy walking around. Somebody had confirmed someone that looks like her. Again, I haven't seen her with my own eyes, and I won't believe it until I see it, but that's what we're working with. And so as we get to the boat, basically what I think we should do, if the remaining two are on board, is basically just fill her in with everything that's happened.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
You know,
yeah.
Not hiding anything.
Yeah, okay. So you're going to go do that. And she shrugs and says, well, maybe the creep just likes short girls. Can't blame him though, I guess. Let's go. And she follows you as you make your way down out of the the crossroads. And as you, all 4 of you, leave with Taiki's body gently cradled in your arms, Avantris, you start hearing a loud whoo, 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 coming from a little bit up above you. You immediately would turn your head and look, and you see a incredibly majestic looking great horned owl, brown plumage. It's almost kind of this shimmering quality to it. Definitely larger than most owls you've seen. In or tied to one of its talons is a scroll. As soon as you kind of snap your head, Annulant, it flies down to you. You see the familiar kind of tannish, greenish flecked parchment rolled up with a wax seal that bears a golden rose stamp. You recognize this to be the seal of the Thorn Mother and Maka more generally. The owl flaps down to you, lands on your shoulder, gently, doesn't dig its talons into you, and it extends its leg so that you may take the rolled parchment.
Oh shit!
Okay, I'll untie it and just kind of inspect it a little bit.
Okay, so you see that that it's a very, very fine paper, and it's made out of
Cute.
like this specific style that you know is used heavily in Maka, kind of composted and utilized like piece of wood and thorn, and it bears that shining, glimmering seal that you'd only really seen from correspondence from the capital city in your childhood.
Is it obvious?
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Is it obvious that, like, I guess, Annulant, are you like totally an owl, or like, okay, hold on, I guess while that happens,
Does that seem normal? Is that something that would like be normal to me?
You would know that owls are used as messengers a lot in Maka. I would say that would be something that you haven't seen in a while, but it wouldn't be completely out of the realm of possibility.
Okay, I'm making a face like I just got a Valentine's card and I wasn't expecting it, but I'm pleased.
oh shit, what is that? Is this one of Avantris tricks? Annulant, you know this?
My hands are full.
A myriad draws both of her swords. What?
Stand down! Stand
Does
down!
this happen all the time?
No.
It's just an owl, guys.
But it's like shimmering, kind of. I mean,
It's a big fucking bird.
do you
Yeah,
know?
it's a big owl, but
Do
I
you
mean,
know?
you guys aren't this scared of Sunny and Scram. It's just an owl.
Do you know this owl?
Not personally, no, but I'll think. like, I'm
Oh,
gonna look
you
at
think
that
because she's of the forest, she knows all of the owls? Come on, Rodek.
Well, you seem oddly calm that all of a sudden we just had this horrible thing happen to us. We're trying to escape Alphonse's watch, and this gigantic owl flies in from the middle of the city, is able to find us, and just land on your shoulder. Well, if that's fine if this is normal, but
Like, you brought me a letter. Isn't that normal? What do you city people do? How do you get your mail around?
We have mail delivery people. It's called a job.
Oh.
One of those things that Forgus is always telling me not to, or to get, or not to get. I can't remember anymore.
So... I'm gonna take from my bag, like, a little piece of dried meat and give it to the owl.
Okay. Takes the meat happily and wolfs it down and kind of blinks at you with these huge golden eyes and does one more hoot and lifts off and flaps away, heading back north.
Okay. Always pay the owls.
Duly noted.
So, I'm gonna I'm gonna just stash the letter for the moment and keep walking.
Okay.
What? You're not gonna open it?
Avantris, we're in a hurry. You said it like 10 times.
You can walk and read. What if it's Ronmir? What if it's what if
I
it's?
don't want to walk and read. I could fall in a pothole or
that's
something.
fair.
All right. Well then let's make double time.
Without me.
Miria picks her bag up again and sheaths her scimitars and lead the way, heroes. And she follows you as she fills you in on kind of what happened at sea. As it seemed as if the large storm that you guys had to come inland for, they weren't able to really weather it, and they had to slow their roll quite a bit in order to let it pass. And then as they were passing, it seemed as if there was a large sea troll that snuck onto their ship and killed a few of their crewmen, so they had to dock and kind of just repair the damages to the ship and recover, and so that is what waylaid them so much. And you make your way through the streets. The night is kind of a little bit of a nip to it. It's starting to get a little bit cool. You're still on the swamp and you're still very far south, so it's not anything that you would expect for standard winter weather, but it's into winter now. And you are winding your way through the streets. People seem to be it seems to be populated, but there's not as much of the energy that had been quite as familiar with when you first came in. People seem to be going a little bit slower. Some people kind of stumbling away from the direction of the hungry catfish that you that are kind of have these hollow, kind of sunken in eyes, looking like they maybe lost all their money, or they've been up for 5 days without a lick of sleep. And as you're making your way, you eventually get to the harbor, and you see the Knight's Patience docked as pristinely as it was when you left it. You arrive back. Captain Isaacs greets you on the deck and says, "The rest of you are back. Sylvie's already used your pocket watch to allegedly go to Gullhaven. So, do you need us to get the ship ready to go?"
No, I don't think we're leaving yet. We need to wait for Sylvie and her sister to come back, but we're just resting here for the night. We just want to let you know to be on high alert. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There's a very good chance that we're all in very grave danger.
May I ask what kind of danger?
I look to Rodek.
You may have heard, and keep this completely confidential, but there may be a vampire in Agwe.
A real vampire.
A real vampire.
We can confirm that we've seen it with our eyes.
I've heard a lot of the crew talking about the play, Vampire the Masquerade. I don't know if that's what you're referring to.
I am not referring to the instant classic, Vampire the Masquerade, the play. Cult classic, instant cult classic. Speaking of, do you have any way to quickly reach Captain Theramore?
I do have a way, yes.
Keep that at the ready. We may come back with some instructions.
I will put the entire crew on high alert. I'll pull all of the soldiers with shore leave immediately off, and we will be ready to sail at a moment's notice.
We don't intend to leave, but we may need to defend ourselves.
We will be ready.
Okay. Either way, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, please. We will stand and watch. You'll be safe here. So he allows you to leave, and as Amira is kind of walking around, and she scoffs a little bit and says, "You guys have a much better ship than I do. I don't know if this was a fair deal."
Well, it was very generous, certainly, but I think you'll be at least very comfortable for tonight. So.
If we all survive this, I'm gonna repair the boat that we lost for you and buy you a better boat. I promise. It's the least I can do, but
okay.
we need to survive all this.
Yeah, it feels kind of weird, like criminally underpaying those alligator guys. So it's...
Well, we'll talk about that.
They're not great at fighting. I don't know. I mean, I'm less impressed now
after
sailing with them.
They have a new benevolent king, and they have riches beyond their wildest dreams. It'll be fine.
Okay, fine. Well, that is, everything you told me on the way here, I can't believe that all happened in such a short amount of time. And here I thought that I was going to be in the thick of it with you guys.
Well, to be fair, I think that the worst is yet to come.
Right.
I think our only advantage here is that even if Alphonse is aware that we know, he, one, is not going to figuratively attack us in broad daylight, and two, he physically can't attack us in broad daylight. He's not going to make it known to the rest of Agwe that he is also a vampire, so he won't just swoop out of the sky and murder us.
Wait a minute. Sylvie was talking about something about the daytime, though, with him. Are you sure that he can't?
Well, I mean, we have yet to actually see him in daytime.
Right, I mean, I believe she called him the daytime Dracula, if that's what you're referring to.
Yeah, no, that's what it was. Dracula,
I'm
Dracula?
not sure, honestly, with Dracula, what that is, but anyway, I think...
I believe it's one of those silly things she does where she breaks the fourth wall.
I don't know what that is.
Me neither. It came to me in a dream once.
And
I think I'm
says
spending
it a
too much
lot.
time with Sylvie.
It's
I think there's like a fourth wall in the Feywild, and it's like metaphorical or something.
I believe it. Fine. I mean, I dance around and magic happens, so, weird things will happen.
Alright, well, why don't you retire, and I guess we show her to some room, some open room.
And so she says, thank you for this, and Taiki, sorry we couldn't help. There's kind of a glint of slight bit of sadness, but almost as a grim acceptance, almost a dark expectation that this was an inevitable fate for Taiki. I think that probably the whole lot of your crew had. Maybe not the vampire thing, but just just falling in with bad people.
Who could have seen that?
And she heads off to bed. And that is where we'll switch over to Sylvie. You are tucking in Evangeline, or whatever the order of operations is. We kind of did it quickly. And so wherever you are in your mansion, wherever you've taken Evangeline, that's where we'll start.
So, my idea was that I would work with Gus and give her her very own room, and kind of make it nice, but not too nice. It can't be nicer than where Sylvie's staying. And then Sylvie would go put on probably the prettiest nightgown she's ever had in the entire world, and would just be kind of like walking around waiting for her to wake up so that she could like flounce in looking like very posh and important.
Okay, so you're in this room, and Gus comes in. He has a bucket of fireplace embers, and he says, "Well, hey, I know that you want it to be not as nice. We can just chuck this around so she really knows. Is your sister? Does she need medical attention? I just realized she's been here a while. She looks pretty rough."
If you throw all those around, Gus, you'll light the entire place on fire.
No,
it's a wooden mansion.
No, it's a bunch of soot.
Oh, that could actually be a really good idea.
I know. I figured you would like it.
Maybe like not all of it, but some of it, so that it at least looks dirtier than the rest of the rooms.
What a disaster.
But as for
I'll just get a big old handful.
perfect. Just don't get it on my night dress.
Okay, I have a mean right hook, so you better stand out of the way. And he just starts chucking soot all over the room.
That looks great, Gus. Wow, I didn't know you could do something right. So, outside of that,
that's what old Wizardheimer said too.
I checked on her a little bit because my pixie taught me how to do some like magical medicine-y things, and she really just needs a lot of sleep, and so I just pumped a bunch of healing into her and used, if there were such a thing, all of my spell slots to give her lots of health. And so now she's just sleeping like a baby.
Well, that tracks to me. Well, is there anything else that you need?
No, I don't think so. I think we need to make sure she has a really nice blanket. If you can make sure the fire's on in her room so it doesn't get drafty and she doesn't get cold. Oh, and then if you could do that like fancy rich person thing where you heat up a stone in the fire and you put it at the foot of her bed so it keeps her tootsies warm.
I'll have
that would
somebody
be
do that.
so great. No, I think you have to do it because you're our only employee, Gus.
No, we have help. There's a whole bunch. I just run them all. I just boss them around.
Oh, you boss people around?
Yeah, no, I do. You boss me around, then I get to boss other people around. It's how I make up for all of my family issues that are very deep-seated.
Oh, me too. That checks out. Okay, well sure, if you could boss all of those people whose names I don't know around and just make sure that she's comfortable, and the moment she wakes up, let me know. And so while that's happening, I'm gonna go talk to Orpheus, I think.
Oh, great! I was gonna draw Master Radamanthus a bath, but if you're gonna talk to him, I guess I'll wait.
Gus? Did you just call him Master Radamanthus?
Yeah, that's what he told me to call him, so that's what I call him.
Could maybe you not call him Master, but maybe you just call him Radamanthus?
Well, I'll have to ask him. Oh no, but if you tell me that, it's fine.
Yeah, so Gus, the thing is, we're technically, your employers, and I don't like that word.
Okay, that's just fine.
Okay, thank you.
I'll do whatever you say.
Yeah, we could even give him like a really fun name like Orifice.
Orifice.
Yeah, from now on, why don't you call him Orifice Radamanthus?
Orifice Radamanthus.
Yeah.
Master Orifice.
No,
Oh.
Gus. Orifice.
Old Orifice.
Actually do that. Add the O on the beginning. O apostrophe Orifice Radamanthus.
You know, that's kind of weirdly apropos. I hear that was my mother's nickname in her younger days.
I could see it. So can you just please make sure that you let me know the moment my sister wakes up that she has a warm stone at the foot of her bed, and you know what? You could throw just like one more handful of soot around the room to make it just a little dirtier. Oh, and make sure that her nightgown doesn't look anywhere as cute as mine.
Okay, I'll give the most secondest, bestest nightgown that we have.
Wonderful. And make sure that all the lamps are lit in the hallway from our rooms to Orifice's dungeon.
Okay, that sounds fine to me.
Okay, wonderful.
I'll just tell other people to do it.
That sounds great.
Good night.
Good night.
And so he shuffles off with his bucket. He chucks a few more things of soot, and he shuffles off with the bucket. And you're gonna make your way down to the dungeon. And as you make your way down, you
Wait, is this our mansion music?
Sure, yeah. And you make your way down through the wings of the mansion of the Dreamline Estate, down the stairs into the dungeon, in your alchemy room and the like. And as you make your way down into the large room that was formerly an armory but has been repurposed into a dungeon, you hear the sounds of something like just someone catching a lot of different things, or just kind of grabbing, and as you turn the room, you see Orpheus in his cell, a lot more differenter than when you left it. The entire area is lined with shelves and books. There's a plush, enormous bed. There is a plate of fine meats and cheeses, bottles of fine wine, a lounge chair, a very elaborate looking bath with bottles of all sorts of perfumed soaps. And Orpheus, you see him standing in a velvet robe, and with his back facing you.
Does he have hair?
And he has hair. He got all his hair back like in 10 minutes after he lost it. And his hair is down, and it's slicked back a little bit, and you see balls starting to fly as he's. Can you make a? Are you approaching stealthily?
No, I'm prancing on in, skipping down the stairs.
So you see these his hands kind of just moving, and he is incredibly agile at it as these brightly colored balls are flying up and down, doing all sorts of tricks. And as soon as you skip into the main chamber, right outside the bars, your skip echoes through the room, and immediately all the balls clatter to the ground. And he turns around, and he tries to like kick up. Like, I wasn't juggling, you're juggling.
I actually don't know how to juggle.
Well, I'll teach you sometime, but I was not doing that.
Then who was?
Gus, probably.
No, he's busy throwing soot in my sister's bedroom. Obviously.
What are you doing here, Sylvie?
This is my house, Orpheus.
This is my dungeon.
No, this is my dungeon that you are occupying currently.
Who spends more time in this dungeon, me or you?
You, but at whose bequest, behest, beheaded, behance, At whose behance are you here, Orpheus?
Under threat of murder, a lot of you do-gooders, yes.
Yeah, and obviously we're do-gooding it up if you are living in the lap of luxury here.
Well, Gus has been quite accommodating.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I did tell him before we left to make sure he took very good care of you, because you did help us with that necromancy weird thing that went on in that. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. How have you been?
I've been imprisoned.
Do you have
under
your...
threat of murder.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Do you have your magic back? What? Do you want me to
No,
dance?
I don't have my magic.
Oh, I thought you were snapping at me to dance. My sister used to do that when I was little.
Oh, dear.
Well, okay, well that's good. So you don't have your magic back. Your hair looks great. And you're living in the thank you. It's been growing. You're living in the lap of luxury. Do not tell Gus to call you master. That's so weird. You're a prisoner, Orpheus.
Well, if I'm going to be a prisoner under threat of murder, I may as well enjoy myself while doing it.
Oh well.
I lost all of my minions. I had an island of minions, and now I want at least one. That's a good compromise, right?
Yeah, but it can't be Gus. I mean, it's okay if he gives you a bath, because that sounds terrible, and he's bad at everything.
Well, you get used to it.
But, I'll see if he can find someone for you to minion over.
That's
something.
fine, as long as I get my bath.
So...
Bath time is very critical.
So what do you know of vampires? I think I've asked you that before, and since then you've had nights of sleep, and so I was wondering if you had any information on vampires.
Vampires, I assume that you're asking for a specific reason. You don't find yourself back here in Goldhaven without horrors that you've experienced.
Yeah. Oh, and I didn't bring Avantris, so you don't have to look at his ugly mug.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's
I did
weird.
that.
We never get any one-on-one time.
I know. I did that for you.
I'm sure you didn't.
I did.
And he walks over to the plush armchair and he sits down, crosses his legs, and he grabs a glass of wine that was on the little side table, and he starts drinking it and says, "So, do you want to fill me in, or is it just you're just going to ask me about vampires?"
Yeah, no, I was just going to ask you about vampires.
Well, like I told you before, I know that they're real undead creatures. Need to feast on blood every single night. I mean, many people believe them to be mostly folk tales or very rare, but I would believe that they're wrong, yes. Yeah. I've never encountered one myself.
Oh, well, not everyone can be as awesome as I am. So, outside of that, though, what, you're bad, right? Or you were bad when you had magic and now you just juggle alone in a dungeon by yourself.
Thank
but
you. You did this to me, by the way.
I didn't teach you to juggle. I don't know how to juggle. But anyway, that's beside the point.
Okay.
So the real thing is, though, you used to be bad, so you kind of know the scale of badness. Let's say there were a vampire, a daytime Dracula, as it were. And this daytime Dracula has been a Dracula for like thousands of years. And he has like a chalice, and let's say this chalice was like maybe owned by like a really big bad thing or something, and it could suck the souls out of women. Would you say that ranks on like an Orpheus scale, or like you would have been scared of that?
As soon as you mention that, his eyes go wide. He puts down the goblet. Chalice.
Yeah.
Suck souls.
Yeah, it's like golden and it has like
Rubies.
Yeah, watch, I'm gonna show you. There are faces etched on it that look like this.
I knew I was afraid of him for good reason.
What? Who?
Oh, shit.
Oh, I can be of service now, of use to you, master.
Don't call me that. I don't like that word.
Oh, well, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
What should
you're
I call-
welcome.
Try to in person threatening me with murder if I try to leave.
I told you I didn't bring Avantris.
Okay, fine.
Okay, Orpheus, am I not the person who fed you your first real meal? Am I not the person who told you your hair was growing back? And am I not the person who is not letting everybody else know that you have a 4-poster bed, a plush Persian rug, at least
It is
500
very plush.
years worth of exotic wines, and you are using Gus as your own servant? I'm not telling them. This is our little secret.
Well, I appreciate that.
And I'm bringing you company maybe if she stays.
I'm going to use inferences. I'm assuming we have confirmation.
What's an inference? Is that like an Afrita?
Never mind.
Okay.
LeBlanc is a vampire.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't know that.
Oh.
It makes sense now.
Yeah.
But
no.
what makes even more sense is that he has the Chalice of Agony.
Who's Agony? Oh, you mean like pain. Sorry, I thought it was a name. I come from a swamp.
Well, it comes from hell, that's for sure.
Oh, gross. How did he get it? Wait, what is it? What does it do?
I have no
How do you know
idea.
about it?
When in my travels for all sorts of artifacts that I was looking for to open up a beautiful portal to Limbo,
Yeah, ooh.
I decided to sail across the sea to the glorious city of Galtica.
Yeah.
I may have infiltrated a few dark circles, killed a few guys, more than a few guys, I suppose,
Yeah.
and found a book.
Ooh, okay. I can read.
I don't have it. I threw it away as soon as I was done with it, and I knew that it couldn't help
Screw
me.
that book, yeah.
Mentioned the Chalice of Agony comes from Bator, the Nine Hells.
Bator, the Nine
Incredibly powerful.
Okay.
He kind of taps his chin and says, that was the nature of the traps around his mansion, wasn't it?
What traps are in his mansion?
Well, I told you there was incredibly powerful alchemy.
Yes.
I didn't even go near it. I was going to rob LeBlanc, and then I
kinda
knew
wish
that
you-
whatever it was around his manor was very bad. And now I'm assuming that it probably would have ripped my soul out of my body. That wouldn't have been good.
No. You couldn't take a bath here with
No,
Gus
that's
and a sponge.
Absolutely right. This is an artifact, a relic, an infernal, horrible relic that forget vampires. This thing
Okay.
should not have existed.
Oh boy.
The book that I had seen was ancient, and it said it had not been seen for hundreds of years before that. And there were 9 rubies.
Who was the original owner of the Chalice? Did the book tell you that at all?
Did not.
I mean, when you say that guy, like, okay, so you're here, like, no offense, on the big bad scale, and Alphonse is now, like, way up here, probably double, maybe even triple what you were, right? So the original owner of that chalice is maybe, like, 5 to 10 times, like, more?
If you're talking about the devil that made it,
Yeah.
that's thousands.
Oh. So, like, if, not that this would ever happen, but if he, like, said, yo, Sylvie, here's, like, this thing you could use, and, like, gave me something, not whatever, I'm talking about, like, big bad demon guy or devil guy or whatever he is, that would be pretty cool, right?
It would be incredibly helpful, yes, but you're talking about the 9 hells.
Yeah.
That is, in the cosmos, the
Yeah.
source of some of the most evil creatures in existence.
Oh, wow. Yeah, whew. Wow. I mean, it's so interesting that I wrote that story all by myself and that you happen to, like, know something about it, because, like, I'm not familiar with any of that stuff in the real world. Actually, that's not true. I've seen the cup. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it with my eyes.
He doesn't actually. You're just doing your wall breaking thing.
Yeah.
The Fey wall.
No.
Breaking the Fey wall.
Yeah, no.
You're fucking with me, right?
Yeah, no, I kind of wish that I was, is the thing, but, like, no, I saw it with my eyes, and, well, not my eyes, technically Lumi's eyes, she's my pixie, you know, I saw it with her eyes in my eyes, through my head or something, but yeah, so he's a vampire and he has that cup, but that's not a, like, big deal,
Well, this is the same cup. Probably not. Just a coincidence.
Yeah.
Were there 9 rubies?
Would I remember third
Yeah.
give or take, yeah,
Ooh.
probably, or exactly,
Ooh, yikes.
yeah.
Ooh, that's gonna be a yikes for me, dog.
The big oofta.
Oh, the big oofta.
I was trying to hold it
dear.
together, but that one got me. He's been doing so many good things that I was like, I can keep it, and that one got me. Because I could
His
totally
eyes
see
kind of
Orpheus
gloss
say
over
that.
as you can see that he's searching his memory. And there's this recollection. So, if maybe the book that
You threw away.
that I threw away. I mean,
Yeah,
it was useless to me, but I have a
That's
pretty good
yikes for
memory.
me, dog.
I only care about things that are help. Well, I did only care about things that help me towards my now impossible goal. But it was not able to help me. And why would I attempt? I thought it was lost to the cosmos if it even existed at all.
So what does it do, aside from suck the souls out of poor innocent women in chains?
What it does is threefold.
Oh, boy.
It has the power to, quite easily, rip the soul out of any humanoid. These creatures, these fiends, these devils, I mean, the lower planes, they deal with mortal souls.
Oh.
And so it is able to simply, but actually, use magic
I saw it, yeah.
and sever the soul from the body and trap it into its horrific wine. Where the souls are tortured horrifically, hence the name, at least it's irrelevant.
Yeah, agony.
That's the first thing.
Okay, keep going. I'm just gonna
Those
make a list of
souls
questions.
are then able to power alchemy without incredibly rare, powerful active reagents.
What a fucking joke! So this guy's pretending like he's an alchemist and he's just using this incredibly powerful chalice that he took from some devil?
Yes.
Devil, and he's playing as if he's like not a vampire, but he is a vampire. He's a daytime Dracula and not really an alchemist. What a joke! Okay, sorry, I was just frustrated. Continue.
And that explains he's really just a hack, I suppose.
Yeah. At least you can really juggle. I mean, I didn't see it. But
At least I could. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't juggling though, so
No,
you
but
didn't
you
see
weren't.
that. I can't juggle
But
at all
if
now.
I had seen you, you would
So
be good.
when I told you that story, I was planning on killing you immediately after that. So I mean, this is my whole plan got fucked up.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. When I told you about all of like my dark and dreary past too, I was planning on killing you immediately after that.
And here we both.
And here we both are.
Unbelievable.
So anyway, the third fold part.
A third, and the thing that actually makes even little old me scared.
Oh boy. Well, you don't have any power, so.
The 9 rubies along this chalice comprise a single powerful soul gem. I assume you don't know what a soul gem is.
No.
Amateurs.
I know. Feywild. Am I right?
Soul gem is a gem, magical, that is so powerful it can harbor the soul of any creature.
Oh.
And not in the same form of agonizing torture, but among the appropriate rituals could make any creature immortal.
Holy moly. Well, wait, aren't Draculas already immortal? I guess I don't know much about Draculas. Do they die of old age?
No, they do not, but if a little bit of sunlight or a stake through the heart does the trick,
Yeah. Ooh.
I imagine
They're toast?
whatever this hack alchemist did to get that chalice, and whoever gave it to him, is so scary, he's not going to take the chance of a little bit of sunlight. Do you know what a phylactery is?
Would I know what a phylactery is?
Make an Arcana check.
I need a minute.
15?
I would say probably not.
No, it sounds like something you get after eating some really bad tacos.
So, this is something I do know. Usually, if you're an evildoer and you're a giant nerd,
Okay.
you're a wizard. An evil wizard.
Okay.
And
So kind of like if you're a do-gooder and you're also a giant nerd, you're also a wizard?
well, yeah, giant nerds are generally wizards.
Okay, cool. Gotcha.
But
Yeah.
the giant nerd evildoers are the ones who don't want to die.
Yeah.
And they'll do whatever it takes to ensure that they can do their evil for as long as they can.
Okay.
There's a horrible, dark things that even I wouldn't do. in order to get there. But that dumb, evil nerd can put their own soul into an object. And even if they are killed, they come back.
Oh boy.
Until the phylactery itself, that's that object.
So you think that he's taking the souls out of these women, and then he's charging it up to turn it into his phylactery? Is it phylactery or is it phylactery? Because I like phylactery
it's
better.
Like, yeah, I could use some. A hot soup would be pretty good right now. So
Yeah, I'll make sure that.
Phylactery.
Oh, like that soup from Yulong.
Can you get fun a Red Bull, please?
Yeah, I'll tell Gus to bring you some soup.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So, the point being is, from what I know about vampires, they don't have souls. That's the perplexing thing.
Oh.
But if a vampire were to try to become a lich, that ship would have sailed, if not for a soul gem.
Okay. So like, the fact that he can like do a limitless amount of alchemy doesn't, so he could potentially make himself a potion that could turn him back into like a not Dracula to then become a lich?
I don't know what he's doing.
Okay.
All I know is that chalice, and what the rituals and all of the steps are was not privy to me in that book.
Okay.
But it could be used for anyone, any creature.
Okay.
And there's no telling the limit of the power of the soul that it can harbor.
Okay, well, that is absolutely terrifying. Orpheus, you have been a gem. Everyone, let's give a round of... Oh, it's just the two of us here. Never mind.
I'm going to give myself
I'm going to give you one, too.
I deserve it.
Gotta give it up for Orpheus. Gotta give it up for Orpheus.
I was actually useful.
You know so much stuff. Look, so this is the thing. I kind of feel bad. I mean, I feel less bad now that I see you're living literally in like a beautiful cell. But I feel a little bit bad that we have locked you up and that you feel like we're going to kill you, because I don't think we've ever actually said we were going to kill you. Just if you do bad things, So I'm gonna talk to the group, and I'm gonna let them know what you've done for us. And if you promise that you're not going to go out and do bad things, you're not going to try and open up a portal to chaos, you're not going to try and get your powers back, or any of these things, I'll see if we can get you moved into a legitimate room. I don't think you can go out into town, because I think they know who you are, and I think you'd be killed on sight. But if you at least had, we've got a pool. Did you know we have a pool? You could put you could put on weird Speedos and swim. Actually, I don't know if we have a pool. I think I just made that up. But if we do have one...
You do now.
Oh, amazing. But you could put on weird Speedos and you could swim in it and stuff and do laps. And that could be at least better than this, right?
Much more would be better than this, yes.
So yeah, so that is what I will try to do for you. Sylvie is only a little bit on Team Orpheus while you're good and powerless. Pathetic.
Well, it's better than nothing.
Yeah. So, thank you. And, I'll get some food sent down for you.
Well, I mean, I will say, if this LeBlanc does have that chalice, then, there may not be any owners of this mansion. Maybe can you write me in as your inheritor?
Well, honestly, I think I would probably go to my sister, because she's kind of upstairs. But, I'll talk to the group. Maybe Avantris, he would never do that. But maybe if he gets drunk enough, he would maybe do it. We'll talk about it.
Well, I'm going to go back to my wine.
Lovely.
And my books.
Perfect.
And I
think on that. And if you think of anything, I'll send my pixie your way, occasionally maybe, and ask you a question or not.
I'm here.
Okay,
all day.
Cool.
Every day.
Well, that was wonderful. I feel great.
Enjoy your vampire lich.
Great. Don't juggle in peace. Fuck. Bye. We'll see you later. I'm just gonna...
Toodles.
Bye. What did you write?
Vampire lich. I told you. I can't even get into it right now. We'll talk later. I can't even get into it right now.
We're like, oh, he's a vampire. He's not a lich. Man, we were wrong.
I told you the only thing that scares the ever-living shit out of me is a lich. I told you that. But my guess... We'll talk later. Sorry, guys.
How much
Okay.
does it kill you that you had to find all of it out without being there?
Bad. I do want to say though, when Emiria goes to sleep,
Yeah.
I'm not ready to go to sleep. I want to speak to them.
Okay, that's fine.
But once you're done, all of
So,
that.
Sylvie,
We can cut to that if you want. And then
so are you just going to sleep, or are you going to go protect Evangeline?
I'm just
I'm waiting
basically
for her.
waiting for her to wake up.
Okay.
So I've just been pumping
So
healing
I'll
spells into
say
her
you
and
probably
waiting
get the
for her
sense that she'll sleep through the night.
Okay.
And so I'll say that
Sounds good.
you kind of snuggle up next to her, and you found Gus found it's nice, but it's not too nice.
Yeah.
It is bombastic but refined.
Perfect. Yeah. It's elegant but simple.
Exactly.
Like-
No, that's what I was saying. Okay, I'll leave now. Sorry. And
just want to point out with Derek talking to us through chat, Avantris is literally never scared.
But Andy
it's
is.
Andy who's scared of witches. I just want to make that. Yes, thank you, Hurricane Nose. Avantris is literally never scared. Just Andy.
so Sylvie, you snuggle up with Evangeline, who's looking definitely a lot better.
I'm just telling her really shitty stories.
Okay, yeah. So she's drifting in and out of vague consciousness. She's kind of half registering what you're saying, but she doesn't look on the
And like
brink.
applying salves and stuff to
Yeah,
her
yeah.
face
She's
and
definitely
things.
looking like she's improved a lot.
Perfect.
And then with that, we're gonna switch music and then go back to the ship. Miria has gone to.
Thanks for putting up with that, guys.
No, that was amazing.
That was awesome.
Are you kidding? Putting up with it? That was great.
Let me go to my Magnolia Promenade playlist. Okay. So you are in the harbor on board the Knight's Patience. You are in one of your rooms, whichever. Miria, you found that there's a few extra spare rooms that she's able to.
We can congregate in my room.
Yeah.
Because
So
I
you-
have Tyche's remains.
Yeah. So you guys are there.
Okay. Listen, I've been thinking about a lot of things, and at least initially, I'm not sure that there's any reason why we shouldn't let Captain Theramore know about Alphonse immediately. I know that would mean spilling it to the crew, but I think they're trustworthy, and I believe that Captain Theramore is probably one of our most trusted allies. She's powerful and she's rational, and I think that I don't think that she would be. I think that she is one of the serpents that would be most willing to not blindly follow Alphonse. You know how seriously she took the warning we gave her about the infiltration of her guard. I think that she takes her honor and her job more importantly than anything. Even her life. I mean, she was willing to die for Gullhaven.
Here's my concern. The problem is, Theramore and all the rest of the Silver Serpents, they worship the man like a god. And here's the thing, I mean, I suppose if we're going to tell anyone, it'd be her, certainly. But I just wonder, I worry for Seamus, for Forgus, is that if we do this and Alphonse has some way to make us an enemy, it would be risky. It would be risky.
So, I agree. I think that we're at a point where we need allies. And as much as I hate to admit it, we do have to go back to Guru.
Right.
And we do have to talk to him about that damn cursed mirror that he has.
Aye.
And
And
again,
we're going to be polite next time.
listen, I told you, I already told him the same thing I'll tell you. My threat was not a unwillingness to play ball. I'm in this
All right.
to see it through, but I was just telling him the way that I see it, and then if I find out who is the cause of my friend's death, I'm coming for them. And if that's Alphonse, then that's Alphonse. But and again, I don't trust Guru, and I don't think any of us do, with good reason.
right.
But we'll play his game for now. Regardless, I reach into my pack, or my pack, and I lay out my 5 cards. There's a reason that I chose the path that I'm on and choose to steer as far away from magic as I possibly can, because all this stuff is beyond me, quite frankly. But I've been thinking about these cards, and you know, maybe this is a conversation we have when Sylvia's back. and I'd be happy to talk to her. She seems to know about magical things, but I can't help but think about the crystal ball reading at the end of all of our readings, and it was accurate. I mean, this Madame Zostra, she knew things that we couldn't have possibly known, that she couldn't have possibly known. And I'm thinking more about the cards and the things that they said, and I guess something about our readings made me think about our experiences and the things that we've done, but mostly I kept getting feelings of reminiscence of Orpheus. I know that sounds crazy, and I know that it's out there, but he's been relatively helpful to us. As much as I hate to admit it, Sylvie's talked to him about the things we saw in the Kench, and he's been helpful.
What role do you think he plays in all this?
Well, specifically, the one card, something about the anarchist. I mean, right off the bat, he was nothing but chaos, right? Right. Nothing but this literal chaos incarnate. He wanted to be, right? Right. And it was my guidance card. And I can't help but wonder if there's a role that he plays with the information that he knows that may get us somewhere. He may literally help guide us where we need to go.
So remind me, so we each got 5 cards, and I'll take mine now.
Yep.
Start looking at them. And so the first one was experience, I believe. Mm-hmm. So this is what our past, right? If I remember.
It seems accurate.
And then our purpose, our goal in life.
Correct.
And then this unknown card. I still don't know what to make of this.
Me neither, quite frankly.
But then the 4th one, that was the guidance one.
Correct.
So you think that this card, mine is the Berserker, yours is the Anarchist.
The Anarchist, yeah.
So if this is truly Madame Zostra's way to try to order the cards, whatever force is speaking through her to kind of pull these things. So you believe that the universe is telling you to befriend Orpheus and gain his help?
Well, to quote a very famous dwarf, now hold on.
All right.
I wouldn't necessarily say befriend, but it's guidance, right? And maybe that's all it is. Maybe it is just simply that Orpheus is someone who knows a lot of things, and he may be able to guide, whether it's me personally or our group, in trying times. I don't know. But listen, I guess I've been thinking about this a lot, and I can't help but wonder, even if he is my guidance, and gods, I hope that I'm wrong. How do you trust someone? How do you trust someone to be your guidance after they literally tried to bring the end of existence as we know it? I mean, if he truly is no longer a threat, then there's nothing to be scared of. There's no reason to be wary of him. But he's wily. He's tricky. He's clever.
Aye.
And I don't want to trust him.
Well, it seems impossible to trust him after what he's done. But I mean, I suppose, at least in legends and tales, you hear of these terrible people redeeming themselves. I mean, it's not completely unheard of. I don't think I've witnessed it. Nothing to this scale, certainly. But I must admit, I was very skeptical, even as weirdly accurate as these cards were for everyone, and I went last. But after she did my reading, I believe it. I do. I believe 100%, at least in the power of her to know us. What I worry about is what force is this? Do they just know us, and is it trying to manipulate us? Or is it purely this neutral or benevolent force trying to give us legitimate, useful guidance?
Again, I don't know, and Sylvie is again probably someone that we need to discuss this with. if it's anything regarding magical means, you know, she may know. As whimsical as she is at times, I think that she, you know, has serious moments, and she may be able to shed some light on this.
I agree.
I don't know. And again, I pray to the gods that I'm wrong and that Orpheus is not my guidance. Please, kill me now. But if I don't know. I mean, I you know, he's still locked up back home, and I hope Sylvie's not torturing him too badly.
I'm sure she's torturing him, but not in the way that you mean. I think he'll be fine.
All right.
I'm sure he gets enough torture daily with Gus.
And again, I hate to keep bringing this up, but we need to lay Taiki to rest. We can't wait much longer. This is desecration.
I agree. And I didn't know her that well, and I want to make sure we respect your wishes and Amiria's wishes, certainly. I just wanted to see if her undeadness brought her back or something.
I think that's fair.
And I think at this point, at least she's not back yet. And now that we know that Alphonse is a vampire, hopefully we can apply this knowledge and use that to hopefully take him down.
All right. I'm happy to take first watch with the crew and
All right.
work out among the ranks and just I don't need as much sleep, so I'll be fine.
Oh, so are you going to do your usual 2 elves?
I think that's fine. I think if you and Amiria rest the full evening, we'll be fine.
Alright, just if anything happens, anything.
I mean,
if you see another fucking owl, you wake me up, alright?
Alright, fine,
I
fair.
still don't trust that thing.
Speaking of which, did you ever open the letter?
No, nosy body. I'll take care of it on my own.
You don't think that might be pertinent given the times and the situations we might be in?
You don't think that might be my business?
It could be personal matters. I mean, if it's just legitimately a letter from her home.
Alright,
child,
fine. I apologize for
Curious.
overstepping boundaries.
Hey, she's been gone, and you've been gone from her family, from her home for quite a long time. And that's the only reason I didn't kill that owl, honestly.
I scoop up my cards and I put them back in my pack. I say, alright, fine. I'm gonna lock my room and leave my things here, and I'll patrol the ship with the rest of the crew.
Okay.
Alright, good night.
Annulin, you're taking second watch?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
If anything important is in that letter, if it's personal, that's fine, but if there's anything regarding the information...
to know.
It's important. That's all I'm asking. If it's important, you share it with us.
I'll think about that. Thank you.
What do you mean?
I'll think about that.
All right, everybody get out of my room.
So you guys go back to your respective rooms.
I'm gonna just get to my stateroom, and I want to take out the letter and take out the cards that I got during my reading.
Okay.
And kind of spread them out as Avantris had and just look over them.
Okay.
And I'll just kind of eyeball the guidance card that I got, which is the druid, the Bible glyphs. And kind of consider that for a moment, and then I'll open my letter.
Okay. So, you crack the golden seal with the thorny rose on it and unfurl it. You see that familiar handwriting of Ronmir. And this is what it says. Annulin, my dearest sister, I hope this owl finds you well and unharmed. Even before receiving your letter, I had heard of the horrible attack on Gullhaven and the heroics of a mere 5 that had saved the city from ruin. I simply knew that it must have been you and your friends. You seem to be very well suited to saving the people. Speaking of that, I have interesting news regarding the Coven of Whispers. The foul heart you unearthed in their lair has been studied by our best minds, and its biology is completely unlike any creature ever seen across Avantris or even the known planes beyond. Whatever it is impossibly ancient, malevolent, and powerful. There's no telling what doom would have come to the world had the Coven not been defeated. In her infinite wisdom, the Thorn Mother has locked away the horror where it will never be able to do harm. She was also so pleased that we were able to neutralize this evil that she promoted Arlon to Archdruid of Maka and has transferred me from the Thorn Watch to her personal guard, in no small part to your heroics. However, I also bear bad news.
Uh-oh.
I made the strongest case I could to persuade the Thorn Mother to send reinforcements to Svarog so that our mother and the other slaves could be freed. But the request was denied. She has explicitly forbidden any interference with the Fire Giants and is far more concerned with the encroaching humanoid civilizations that threaten to exploit the wilderness of the Thorn Wilds. I know this will come as a great blow to you as it has to me, but we also must remember that we cannot possibly match the wisdom and intellect of our great matron. And although it may seem unreasonable to you and me, the Thorn Mother knows best, and we must not question her judgment. I will not tell you what to do in your adventures, nor will I try to stop you if you decide to save Mother, but I cannot join you. I am sorry, my sister, but it is my duty to serve. But should you choose to infiltrate Svarog, and you believe that the individual that you reference in your letter has information that could help, I would recommend getting all of the aid that you can. You will need it. As to whether or not he can be trusted, just listen to your heart and your gut like Father taught us. You won't be led astray. I hope to one day see you and Mother here in Maka, and I apologize again for not being able to join you in your travels. Please be safe. All of my love. Your brother, Ronmir.
Excuse me, pardon me. Excuse me.
Burden, sorry.
Excuse me.
So,
Okay. I'm gonna. Okay. I'm so mad. I'm going to fold up the letter
okay.
and put it on the bedstand and just lay down with my eyes open
Okay.
and just stare into the darkness.
You stare into the darkness, and a long rest happens. You don't get horribly attacked by vampires in the night.
Wow.
Meow.
But a horrible swarm of owls.
Owls, swarm of owls sneak up on you. Not actually. Sylvie, you awake as I turn the music back on.
I like Chateau Sylvie's music. It's beautiful.
Chateau-
Can you send me that letter too?
I will. I actually have it ready to go here.
Mine.
My man, I'm doing this. Masquerade. Paper, faces, number. Okay.
Masquerade.
Here. Okay. The Chateau Sylvie. Back to Chateau Sylvie.
Yes.
It's not what it's called.
And
Oh, you just wait.
you are awoken to the rustling beside you. You turn and you wake up and you see Evangeline on the bed beside you. Her left eye is kind of swollen shut a little bit, but a lot of the bruises and cuts have been healed by your magic. She seems to be doing much better. And she kind of blinks a few times and kind of eyes the whole room and looks back at you, and she said,
Oh, wait. And I'm going to run out of the room, and then I'm going to go back in and open the door.
Oh, good morning, sister. It's lovely to see you awakening. Welcome to my home, Chateau Sylvie.
she blinked.
Oh no.
She's like been silent, just watching you scramble out and shut the door, open it back in. And she rubs her eyes. So am I dead and in the nine hells?
No, sister.
Get her!
No, sister. You're in your room in my home.
So you change your voice again too? Where am I, Sylvie?
God damn it. I was trying to sound posh. Did it work?
What does posh mean?
Like fancy, like rich.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, no, this is real fancy. I don't know where the hell I am.
Oh, you're in my house.
This is your house?
Yeah, it's one of the rooms in my house.
How do you afford something like this?
Oh, it's given to me. Well, it was given to me and my friends. And so this is the room that I had. Gus! I'm not talking to like a god or anything. We have a guy that works here. His name is Gus.
Hey, what do you need? He stumbles in. The door clatters open. Hey, it's the old G-Tree.
Yes, G-Tree.
That's what you wanted my name to be, right?
Yeah, I know, I forgot. Yeah, G-Tree. Can you get, Evangeline, that's my sister, can you get her something to drink and a nice warm bowl of soup? Because I'm sure she's feeling very, very peckish.
Oh, hey, I'm Gus Langtree. Pleasure to meet you. Evangeline kind of blinks and looks at him and says, pleasure to meet you too. He's like, hey, so in the soup and in the beverage, you want me to throw a bunch of soot from the fireplace in there too?
Gus, no. No.
Or do you need a drink too? You're coughing or something.
Yes,
Are you okay?
Yeah, I put on a voice and my throat hurts, Gus.
Would you
No.
like a lozenge or two?
Yeah, I would like a lozenge, actually two, because I find that they go better in pairs. But
That's fine.
But yeah, no, just normal.
Just normal.
Yeah.
Normal amount of soot. Got it. Okay. Be right back. And he shuffles off.
If he puts soot in it, I'm sorry. He's a little strange, but you know, he was free, so.
She like kind of watches him leave. The door slams awkwardly shut, and he turns back to you and says, "So that guy works for you?"
Yeah, and apparently there are a ton of other people that work for us too, but we order him around and then he orders them around, so we don't have to deal with it, which is kind of awesome. But yeah, so I had him pick out this room. It's not as nice as mine, sorry. But it's one of the nicer rooms in the place, and you know, we've got a pool, and we have a prisoner, which is kind of awesome.
Now that is pretty nice. Are we in Agua? What city are we
Oh,
in?
so here's the thing. Did you know that you're the Will-O-Wisp?
Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag.
Or the Evangeline's out of the Feywild? Or Will-O-Wisp
The
from the Feywild?
catfish is out of the bucket. That's better.
Yeah, I like that one better. The crab's out of the crab trap. That's a good one too.
That's not bad.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not bad. We'll workshop it. That's
We'll
fine.
figure
yeah.
it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you are, in case you didn't know, but I guess you do, and you had been caught, and they took you to a whorehouse. The women there were gorgeous, but they were bored. And that Ragara, you know, the chick from the caravan, well, you would know because you were stealing people from the caravan.
No, I know.
She tried to trade you to Alphonse LeBlanc.
Oh, I saw him when he came in.
Yeah, and so then I used my magic and I got us out, and then you passed out. I think that the invisibility and the,
And the smell.
yeah, I don't know what that was. I think it was Alphonse.
I guess.
I thought it was you.
Smelled like the worst bog peat I ever smelled.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really want to talk about it, because it's just gross and I don't like gross things. So, yeah, what's all that about?
What's all what about?
The whole Will-O-Wisp thing. Why are you trying to get yourself killed?
I'm trying to do something good.
Oh. Okay, so...
One of the reasons I like working for Ma is we do some killing, but everybody that I ever killed sure could have used a killing well before I did. Caravan don't have none of those honor even among thieves.
Yeah, well, that's obvious.
And I see them girls and getting shipped off to who knows where, getting shipped off to the Smolder Peak Mountains, getting shipped off everywhere, and then this son of a bitch monster.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know if you knew this, but he's Dracula.
What?
So, yeah, like, suck your blood, kind of Dracula, a vampire. So the thing
Like
is...
from the play?
Yeah, no, for real. I'm like psychic or something. So the thing is, I got you out of there, but then I looked through my pixie's eyes to kind of gauge and make sure my friends weren't going to die by saving you, because then that would have been terrible. And it wasn't shortly after I got you out of there that he went and killed Rigara, so I guess something good came of it. But it all boils down to this. You're not safe in Agwe, like, at all. So I would like for you to stay here. This room can be yours, and Gus, he'll do whatever you say. He can go buy you pretty dresses, and he can just put it on my tab. But, like, don't go too crazy, and I'm going to tell him you have a minimum, or you have a limit. And so you can have pretty dresses, and you can go out on the town. The town's beautiful. And they have military men in uniform, Evangeline. I know how much you like them. And you can bring them back here. That's fine. Just make sure that they actually go home, okay? You can't stay here forever. And if you get married, I need to be invited. But at the end of the day, I need you to stay here because I need to make sure that you're safe. You know, your family, and I can't keep my eye on you 100% of the time when we're there because there's some really serious shit going on, Evangeline, and I gotta get to the bottom of it with my friends. And I love you and I don't want you to die, so you need to stay and live in the lap of luxury. We've got a pool, and he's creepy, but in a handsome kind of way. There's a man downstairs in our dungeon that maybe you would like.
What?
yeah, it's a thing. I'm sure he would tell you all about it. He juggles, but don't tell him I told you that. And so you could talk to him, just don't let him out. I'm gonna make sure Gus knows. But anyway, would you please stay here and just get better? And then I will let Ma Puckett know, and she can take whatever it is that she's angry about out on me if she has to. And you just be safe, and then I will let you know the moment it's safe to go back, and then you can return home if you want to, or you can stay here, because this room will be yours as long as you want it. Just don't tell Pa. Don't you dare tell Pa or any of our other family members about this place, or about me, or about anything else. Do you understand? And that's pretty much the whole thing. Also, do you like my dress?
Huh? Make a persuasion check.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good. That's persuasive.
It's a lot good.
That's very persuasive.
25.
Oh, that's persuasive.
Wow. Okay. As she kind of blinks a bit as you just unload this, and she says, "Nah, I ain't gonna tell them swamp leeches about this place. They'll be swarming here, living in the rafters if they could."
I know, and then I would have to let Avantris kill them all, except for you, of course.
Oh, Sylvia, I appreciate that, but I'm supposed to just stay here while Regara's dead, but is LeBlanc, what happened to him? What was he doing to those girls?
That's really a long story, and I don't want to scare you, but I will tell you all about it, and yes, I do want you to stay here, but the town is beautiful, and there are so many things for you to do. There's even a circus. You could go look at I think the circus is still here, but you could go there, and they have like a nobility, they have like a museum type thing that you can go look at, and like I said, men in uniform, Evangeline, and tall ones.
Well,
like really tall ones.
I mean, I just can't sit here and while girls are being ferried off to him. Who's running the caravan now?
The blue one.
Zolga?
Mudge. Yeah, Mudge.
Do you mean Zolga?
Yeah, it's basically the same thing.
And so LeBlanc's alive.
Yeah, but hopefully not.
I mean, I gotta do. And she tries to stand.
Yeah, you see, and that's with a night of me healing you. So there's not really much good you're gonna do.
Wait, where's my bandolier?
I don't know what that means.
My magic bandolier with all my daggers.
It wasn't on you when I took you, so I don't know.
I don't think they took that too.
Well, I'll look for it when I get back. But you have to think about those girls, and if they caught you, then they'll catch you again. They know what you're up to. You're not safe there, and you can't do them help if you're dead or you're caught. And I can't do them help if I'm constantly worried about you.
And I guess if Karoo knows that I broke the pact, then going always death sentence.
Yeah, and you can't help them dead, but I can help them. And the only way you can help me help them is if you help me help you by you staying here with my help we would be helping everybody. Yeah.
You never did change, Sylvie.
Oh no, I changed a lot. I'm like way cooler now than the last time you saw me.
Okay.
Way cooler, and I
Yeah,
have
but
friends now. That's pretty great.
I get that. That is a change. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. For you, and because of how much that son of a bitch Guru scares me, I'll stay here. But as soon as I'm better, I'm coming back. I'm finding my bandolier. I'm gonna throw some daggers.
As soon as I tell you it's safe to come back. Do this for me, Evangeline. I never asked anything from you. Even when I was little.
I owe you my life, Sylvie. Please just save them girls.
I will
Please
do
please
it.
put a stop to the whole fucking thing.
I will do it. So you be beautiful. Put on pretty dresses and go date hot, tall men. Flirt with the weird guy in our dungeon.
Depends on how weird he is. I guess.
Oh, he's pretty weird. Gus, the guy that came in here, G-Tree, he lets him give him a sponge bath every night. It's pretty weird. Go out with the guys in uniform.
I'll try to get better.
Okay.
I'll try to get better
Wait,
as soon as I can and help y'all out.
Wonderful, because I have to go, so I'm gonna let Gus know what's going on, and then I'm gonna skedaddle, and I'll be in touch. So
Don't die, Sylvie.
Oh, I won't. Keep the house clean, and if I do die, I bequeath. Bequeen. I like that one. I bequeen my house to you. Well, my portion of it, because I co-own it, you know.
Well, it's mighty generous.
Yeah, family and all.
Awkward sister hug?
Okay, only because you almost died. And then I'll give her a hug.
And then both, and then awkward pat. This is fine.
Your eye's really bloaty and it's closer to my face now.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Don't die.
Okay,
Bye.
yeah.
Bye.
Don't
Okay.
leave. Okay, bye.
You kind of like looking, like not making eye contact as you leave. You shut the door. She kind of settles in as you're leaving.
Several questions
Yes.
simultaneously.
Yeah.
Do you have a Rocky Donkey?
I do not.
Where is Seamus?
Seamus.
Because we offered him to just live in the house.
Yeah.
He's chilling.
So you know that Seamus said he was going to spend a lot of time with Forgus at his place, and be working on rebuilding the perch.
Okay.
So you leave, and you kind of see her kind of nestling back in. Her eyes flutter closed. She goes back to sleep almost immediately. And
Our teleportation room is down in the dungeon. With
you don't need to
Orpheus,
be
right?
in the room to do it. You have the pocket watch. You can do it wherever. You'll just go
To where the permanent
to
thing is.
the Misty Morning.
A
Okay.
destination.
Well, I'm gonna go down to the dungeon where Orpheus is.
Okay.
To do it anyway.
Okay. So you go down into the dungeon, and your footsteps are kind of echoing, and you see Orpheus's room off to the left, where the teleportation room is off to the right. And he says, "Have fun with the Vampire Lich. I thought I'd remind you."
Oh, thanks. I'm gonna go, so I don't really have time to talk. But I just wanted to say that I'm gonna tell you something that I haven't even told my friends. Okay?
Oh. Are you? You're basically walking into his
Yeah,
room.
yeah.
Okay, face. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know you have daddy issues. That's fine. We don't have to talk about it. My dad named me Sylvester, so there's that.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
that's rough. I thought my dad was.
So if you ever call me that, though, I'll cut it off.
Make an intimidation check.
24.
He just immediately kind of he's taken aback. He's in a velvet bathrobe. Still, he seems to have just woken up. And there's an open book, and there's a biscotti, and biscotti on the table,
My
and
man.
and a
man.
pot of tea. He's sitting back, and he's like, "Sylvie, no, Sylvie's fine. It's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
That's fine."
Thank you.
Well, I'm sorry for your shitty dad. There are a lot of shitty dads in the world. Though,
And I'm
so.
sorry for your shitty dad. And I just want you to know that had the whole opening up a portal to chaos thing and do-gooders and all that had never happened, I would like you, Orpheus. And I think I'm starting to. And I hope that you won't let your shitty dad ruin your ability to have connections, because mine almost ruined my ability to have connections. But I see good in you, and I like who you're becoming. So enjoy your biscotti. Your paschetti? Paschetti. Is that a paschetti or biscotti? Sure.
I don't know.
But I'm sorry for your shitty dad. And
Thank you. That means I don't have daddy issues. I mean,
no, of course not. You
no,
can't
no,
juggle
you
either.
You don't have daddy
Yeah,
issues either.
no. My name's
absolutely
Sylvie.
not.
My name's Sylvie, and
Okay,
that's
fine.
between y'all.
Fine. I have daddy issues.
Yeah.
I have daddy issues.
And I have daddy issues.
It's fine.
But your dad sucks and my dad sucks. Fuck him, right?
Yeah, and they're both old bastards. Mine's still alive, old bastard.
Yeah, well.
I didn't kill my dad, so I mean that's.
Yay,
You
look!
would expect that from
Let's
me.
round of applause for
Evil doer.
Orpheus. Am I right? Round of applause. I didn't kill my dad either. Probably should have,
Well,
but
that's-
didn't.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you. So
don't ever tell my friends that I ever said that to you about the whole Sylvester thing because they don't know.
No,
And-
I don't even know what you
And
do.
I know that
Your name is Sylvie.
the moment Rodek finds out about it, I will never be able to get anything over on him ever, ever, ever again. And that would be very unfortunate for me. So, with that, goodbye, do-batter! I'm going to use the thing to teleport back.
You open up the pocket watch, and you can kind of see as you see the picture of what you assume to be Lorne on the side. On the inside, it is kind of a glimpse of recognition and appreciation. And Orpheus seems to have a look of kind of a slight, genuinely like a smirk, smile on his face. It is a little bit softer, and you blink. And all of a sudden, the magic of the pocket watch opens the portal. You are able to then step inside, and the smell of the fragrances and exotic spices of Little Yulong hit your nostrils. You are standing in the members' room of the Misty Morning. The right, wasn't that what it was? No, Wonders of Shishi. Pardon me. The Wonders of Shishi, the magic shop that you are members of, premium members. And you see several large tabaxi and several large hobgoblins standing guard. They see the medallion around your neck. You're able to flash it to them, and they let you pass.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make haste, get on my broom, and go straight to the ship, having told Lumi to tell everyone that was my new location. So I'm just on my way to the ship.
You guys awake as Sylvie's getting ready and all of that business?
Once we reconvene, I've been saying this a lot, but I've been doing more thinking. And after everything that we witnessed the other day, when I used the first Alphonse potion, I think that Evangeline knows more about Guru than anyone. Do you think she'd be willing to flip on him? I mean, obviously he's got magic, but she was already doing work to undermine him at every turn. She knows more about Guru than anybody. Do you think that she would be willing to? Do you think Sylvie might be able to convince her to flip on him and give us some info?
I mean, I think.
Listen, if she's willing to risk her life to save these poor women, maybe she'll tell us everything she knows.
I mean, if she ends up, I mean, Sylvie took her to Gullhaven, assuming she stays there. I mean, she'll at least be out of harm's way, hopefully.
Again, not knowing her very well, but knowing what we know, I can't imagine Evangeline sitting still for very long. She's going to want to get back in the battle.
That's true.
She's going to want to bring the fight to Alphonse, especially after she finds out that's who did this to her.
Well, I think that we need to. I wish Taiki was around longer. I mean, she worked for him, so it's not quite the same. I think you're right. That Evangeline is part of this inner circle.
She's seen his true form.
That's right. She knows.
The things I saw that day were baffling, to say the least.
Right. And
He's up to something.
I can't comprehend what, I mean, you described it many times. I still can't wrap my head around frogs with skull paint on their faces and neon lights in different colors.
If I hadn't seen it for myself, I wouldn't believe it either.
It seems like madness.
But when she returns, you said Lumi told us you're on your way?
Yeah.
Well, she told you the day before that I had left, but
Gotcha.
that I had gone to the boat, so.
She, I assuming that Sylvie comes back soon, It's worth asking. I mean, again, there's no one else that's going to know more about Guru than Evangeline.
It's a fair point. Fair point. I agree.
I'm banking on her rebellious attitude.
Well, hopefully, does Sylvie have a walkie-talkie?
I don't believe so.
All right. Well.
Which reminds me, maybe I should check in on Seamus.
I mean, at this point, it wouldn't hurt to fill them in.
All right. I suppose we don't really have any allegiance to anyone anymore, and there's no point in keeping any secrets.
It's at least from them. At least from them.
So it's about at this point where Sylvie gets back. You kind of hear the shouting. I was like, oh, from walking around. Sylvie, you fly into the harbor on the broom. It's a witch! Ah! Shoot it down! They know it's you. They are ready. You see that the crew, all of the sea eagles on the ship, are at very sharp attention. They are very much scanning the sky, even though it is daytime, and they know what a vampire is vaguely. They are still not taking any chances. And so you are able to land, and you are on the deck of the ship.
Well, sea eagles, hello. Continue. What you doing? Or something.
It's called sea eagling.
Oh, Avantris, good to see you.
I'm
Do you
glad.
like my nightgown?
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
We're glad you're okay.
Me too.
How's your sister?
She's pissed that I'm making her stay in Gullhaven, but she's better.
She's staying.
Well, yeah, I don't think it's safe for her to be here.
I agree.
We should go to... You want to go to your room? Nah, that was creepy. Would it be okay if Rodek, Annulin, and myself accompanied you to your room?
I knew what you meant, yes.
Okay, awesome.
Okay. You all go to the room. You see that that Emiria is actually woken up early, and so she is...
I just motion to her if she's not...
You see her as soon as you arrive. You see the sea eagles, and you actually see Emiria kind of just climbing up the rigging, almost kind of just dancing through the ropes and swinging back and forth in some kind of morning workout routine. So
I'm gonna run over to her. Ah, the bitch! And I'm gonna jump on her back and give her a hug, like around the neck from the back.
So she's kind of mid swing. Can you just do a quick acrobatics check for me?
I'm gonna fail. A natural 20.
Oh my god! Gotta give it up. Her rolls have been god tier.
27.
So you're mounting the broom, and as she is kind of swinging to one to grab the other, you like leap off the broom, clatter into her. You both hit the deck, and she's like, ah! And you scream that, and he says, yeah, it's the bitch. The bitch didn't die.
I'm so glad. And I give her a kiss right on the cheek.
I missed you, you sullen piece of shit. You want to come hang out with us when you're done getting all fresh?
I miss you too.
I got some information, some really cool information, some terrifying information.
Well, I hope I didn't break any. Okay, no, I'm fine. Okay, yeah, no, I'll yeah, sure.
Awesome, piggyback me. Let's go, babes.
And then,
We'll head to Vandris's room.
She kind of heaves you up and says, watch the horns,
Oh, can I hold on to them? They're cool.
That's really degrading.
Okay, fine, I won't.
All right. I'm glad to hear that your sister is alive.
Yeah, me too.
And again, I was just saying, knowing that she's the will-o-wisp, I'm just shocked you were able to convince her to stay home.
Yeah.
I agree. That's for the best. I'm surprised. That's all.
No, I mean, I've got a lot to tell you.
Well, can you start with how she made those explosives? I'm dying to know.
Oh, I
you
didn't
sure
ask.
asked her?
No, I didn't ask her. Why would I ask her about that?
Well, and again, not to change the subject here, but we were just discussing. I mean, she knows more about Guru than anyone.
Oh, yeah, probably. Well, I wouldn't say anyone, but I'd say any of us.
Well,
yeah.
right, any of us here.
Sure.
Do you think that she'd be willing to flip on him? And I mean, knowing that she's the will-o-wisp.
Well, so the thing is, I asked her to stay because she's a distraction, and we need to focus our energies, and so I don't really need to put more of a target on her back by Guru potentially finding out that she told us things, you know what I mean? So, I could ask her. Actually, she might actually really enjoy being an informant because she said she was going to get bored.
I guess the point is that we don't We need to know what we're dealing with, especially if we have to ally ourselves
Oh,
with him.
speaking of that, so the thing is, Orpheus and I had a talk.
Orpheus.
Yeah, you know he's still there.
No, I mean, I know, but...
I have some important things to tell you. He told Gus to call him Master Orpheus Radamanthus.
What?
Can you believe that?
Did Gus listen?
Have you met Gus?
Once.
Yeah, so do you think he listened? He
Damn
gives
it.
him sponge baths every night. He moved a 4-poster bed into his cell. He has a Persian rug. He has a fireplace built. He has a Nordic track.
How are we supposed to be punishing him if he's living a lavish lifestyle in a dungeon?
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
That was the most important thing I found out. I also, so there was that.
but he's still in the dungeon. I think
He
that's
is,
the
yeah, he's
important
still in the
thing. Is
dungeon.
that
But
still
he's
in the
locked up,
dungeon.
and
Yeah.
she's not a threat.
Yes,
Can
no.
I get locked up? That sounds way better than my shitty apartment.
Jeez.
That sounds way better. I mean, that's
no.
amazing.
We're gonna
That's amazing.
listen.
We'll get a room.
I hope
We'll get a room.
it wasn't forward of me. I told Emiria that if we survive this ordeal, we'll make sure that she's
I'm
taken
right
care
here.
of.
No, of course. No, I was thinking there's an empty room right next to mine,
Fine.
and so we could give her that one, and then that would be awesome.
Like I said, we're gonna take care of
Sleep
it.
over.
Okay?
It's below yours, the floor down. There's
Is
only 4 bedrooms on the top floor. Just reminding you that I think my bedroom might be the one next to yours.
Yeah,
I
so
hope
there's
you
an
don't
empty
leave.
room next to my room, and I was thinking that could be your room.
Oh, Sylvie.
It's the 4th biggest one in the entire house.
Anyway, listen. I know that you don't trust me very much, but my word is still worth something, and we'll make sure that you're compensated for all of this.
I don't care about that. You know what I'm here for.
So
I get
speaking
it,
of
but
that-
we're not gonna let you starve or have to live in some shitty apartment. I mean,
I got an advance on some pay from Mr. Magnus. Oh, by the way, Rodick, you're fired. I forgot to tell you.
Oh,
You never showed up.
Oh,
it
that's right.
it won't be an issue.
Yeah,
That's
Mr.
all I'm
Magnus
saying.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, no, you're fired.
That was like a month ago. At this point, no longer.
Yeah, you're a
than
real
that.
deadbeat.
Yeah.
You go out and get a
That's
job
really
and don't
bad.
show up.
Yeah,
God, that's
well,
embarrassing.
At that point, it was sort of old news.
The point is,
Unbelievable.
you won't want for things.
Yeah.
We'll make sure you're all right.
Yeah. So
I don't need
yeah.
a sugar daddy.
Anyway,
It's not
do you
like
need-
that.
Do you need a sugar mommy though?
When I tug on her horns, because I'm still on her back.
So anyway, sorry about that. It was really
Less
considerate
repulsive,
of
but
me.
yeah, no.
So there's some information that I have, and most of it's really just not interesting at all. But I talked to Orpheus a little bit, and I think that we should. He gave me some information, and I think after you hear it, you will want
Wait.
to do what I want to do.
Are you telling me he gave you guidance?
What do you, I don't know.
I give a knowing glance to Rodak and I look
What
back
do you
to.
mean?
Never mind. Continue.
No, I asked him some questions, and he answered them, and he actually answered them in a way that made a lot of sense to me.
Well, he has been helpful. in
I
the
know,
past.
right? Because he let us know about necromancy
Right.
and those necromancy thingamajigs inside that house.
True.
Anyway, that's besides the point, because what he told me is that so first off, I think we need to get Orpheus an actual room. He promised he wasn't going to try
Whoa.
and use magic. Wait, just
What?
listen to me, Vandris. He promised he wasn't going to try and use magic, and then he wasn't going to try and leave, because everyone knows who he is. If he walks out
boy.
without magic, they're going to kill him anyway.
Here we go.
And after you hear this information, I think you're going to be like, kind of deserves it
So
after that.
he promised you? What does that
He
mean?
promised me what?
That he wasn't going to use magic?
Yeah, and this was after he told me that the chalice that LeBlanc drinks out of is called the chalice of agony, and it actually sucks out souls, and the 9 gems can turn into a soul gem, and he's actually trying to become a lich. But, anyway, back to the thing about Orpheus getting a room. I just felt that after he told me all that information, and there's more to it too, but it's just whatever.
Wait.
Would I know what a lich is?
I would say probably not.
What the hell is a lich?
So he was saying, like, there are do-gooders and do-badders that are nerdy and wizards, and that they become lich. No, that's not what he said. He basically said that bad people who want to live forever can trap their souls in a soul gem so that anytime they're killed, their soul goes to the gem, and then they can, like, basically reincarnate back into themselves, and they can never die. But the vampires, Draculas, cannot do that because they're undead. But he also told me that the chalice has those three things. It sucks the souls out of people or
Right,
things,
you do
anything,
that.
which we saw. It allows you to do all kinds of alchemical things without actually using the components, which obviously he's a hack, so we see that. And then it also can be used to either be a soul gem or create one. I was a little fuzzy on the details. But so my hypothesis is that he is doing something, and this could be he's probably the one that turned Taiki, and he told her, oh, I can change you out of being a vampire, because he was probably going to use her to test his alchemical potion to see if he could turn her back into a human, because he's going to do that, figure out how to do it, and then the moment he makes the soul gem, he's going to turn himself into a lich. But, I mean, I'm probably wrong. It was just a hypothesis that I had.
So what you're telling us is that this cup that Alphonse...
Oh, and it came from the 9 hells, and it was a devil? Yeah, it was a devil that made it. A very powerful devil, which is probably Slender Man. You know Slender Man, who we met when my husband Santa Claus was stolen away?
I think I'm following.
That creature.
Yeah, the guy who was like, oh.
When he mentioned...
Hold on. He was like,
Sorry.
Oh, here is an imp, Sylvie. Here is a thing, Rodak. Avantris, this is this is from this.
You know, like when he did that thing.
I'm trying so hard, and I just can't.
So you're saying... So hold on. Just take a step back. So what you're saying is whatever a lich is, whatever that cup is, that if we kill him, if we happen to somehow get sunlight on him, he shrivels up. He'll just snap back because of the cup.
But that is once he makes the soul gem.
There's a missing piece.
Yeah, because remember he said, I was listening through Lumi, he said that, oh, I thought I had to burp. He said that the cup was almost full. And so I think he has to put a certain amount of souls into it to be able to make it.
But he doesn't, he himself, you said that Orpheus told you that vampires don't have souls.
Yeah.
That's the missing piece.
Yeah, I think he's collecting the souls and he's drinking them.
So you think that if he completes this gem, that it will substitute as his soul?
No, I think he's going to complete the gem. The gem houses a soul. So he needs a soul to put in there. Yes. And so I think he's going to try and make the soul, and then he's going to use his alchemy to try and find a way to make him a not vampire, which will then reinstate his soul.
So he may actually have a cure.
He may.
Well,
or he's trying to. But he also said something that was really important, and that was it can house the soul of basically anything. And it could be a really big, bad thing. So what if it's not for him? What if it's for Laudna? Because remember, Orpheus said it was dupe batters who were nerds, and she went to study geography. There's nothing nerdier than geography.
All right, let's time out.
What if he's going to make her a lich, and then it'll be a lich and a Dracula? Oh, we're fucked.
Is there any way that we can speak with Orpheus directly?
No. Yes. No.
Seamus.
Yeah, no.
Seamus still has...
That was my idea.
Okay. All right, time out. Let's all just take a deep breath, because I don't know what the hell a lich is. I don't know what a soul stone is. A soul gem.
A soul gem.
Fine. I don't know what any of this.
Wow thing.
Listen, I told you I was telling them that there's a reason I steered clear from magic. This is all
What's that
ridiculous.
supposed to mean? No,
it's so... I'm not really grasping, but is it possible that Alphonse put his soul into the gem before he turned into a vampire?
No, maybe. I
Well,
don't think
it
so.
sounds as though the gem itself is not complete yet.
Yeah, I think it can be made into one.
I don't know.
I think we need.
We're out of our depth, per usual.
Maybe discuss. It's been a while since I've contacted Seamus.
I think the greatest thing is that Alphonse doesn't know that we know that he is both a Dracula and a lich.
So he's already a lich?
Or going to be one. So that's the only thing we have.
Maybe we can
just he doesn't know that we know any of them.
Let me talk to Seamus. Maybe we can speak with Orpheus directly, and then we'll go from there. And maybe this will clear some of this up.
But do you think that this deserves Orpheus a room? Because I feel like he basically already has one anyway.
You after all of this, you want us to say that we're gonna just let him out of the cage?
I'm fine with it.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I figure we can let Amir. What's her face?
I'm Amir.
Yeah, no, I know. Her name is kind of Yeah, honey, I know. I'm wrapped my arms wrapped around her neck. I know, it's the other one. Her,
You should sit down.
yeah, yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, I've just been
Try
kind of
not to
doing
look
this
at you,
on
yeah.
her.
Yeah, the Sea Eagles captain.
Oh, Captain Theramore.
Yeah, Amalia.
Amelia.
Yeah.
Amalia.
She's
Amalia.
Admiral, I think.
Amelia.
Admiral. Sorry,
They're
I
the
thought
same.
she was Captain.
Look,
She's a big
they
deal.
know
She's a
that
big deal.
Orpheus was a baddie, and I told him if you leave, they'll kill you on sight, and you don't have magic, so they will literally just run you through.
Okay.
So I don't think we have to worry about him leaving.
Can I speak to him first?
Well, I don't know. Can you? Do you have magic? Oh no, you don't because you stay. away
Seamus
from
has the
magic.
walkie-talkie.
Seamus wasn't at our house.
Vandrits, go on. You talk to Seamus.
I just leave my room and I go into Rodek's room on the boat.
I like give her a pinch Amiria's cheek and I go,
Do you like the way I frustrate him? I did that for you.
No, I mean, you do a better job than I do.
I'll teach you something.
I'm impressed. Frankly, I'm impressed.
spotlight's on you.
Oh, we don't have to go for me first if you guys wanted to still talk. That's up to you guys.
Well, so I think he needs a moment.
Yeah,
I'll
no,
go
I
use
can
the
tell.
restroom.
Now,
I think he had to use the restroom.
I got to pee. Adventuring is tough.
Orpheus is. Here's the thing with Orpheus, and I know Vandrit says they have a weird thing.
Yeah.
But it sounds like he genuinely wants to help us.
Yeah,
Why would
no.
he give you this information? I mean, assuming it's accurate, obviously this could be, he could be blowing smoke up our arses and you'd have no idea.
Up your horses?
Arses.
He could blow smoke up horses.
Anyways,
That's
my
a weird
point,
thing to say.
my-
Speaking of which, you owe me a pony.
and we'll get you one once we're back to Goldhaven. It's fine. Or if you find one here, we can buy one.
Do you promise?
I promise.
Can this boat take a pony on it? Probably.
Anyways,
Doesn't matter.
now, look, if we want to accommodate him, if we feel like we've earned his trust, I think I'm fine with that.
Oh, I don't think we've earned his trust. I don't think he's earned ours either. But I think at this point, Gus is an idiot. And he's basically living in a room anyway. All we'd have to do is just open the door, and he's in the same situation he's in now. He just has, he can roam the house and, be a little more comfortable. I just feel like he has helped us, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
he gave us really important information about Laudna and about that weird shack in the Kench. And then this has been really incredible information. And I just feel like there's a part of me that feels bad for him a little bit. And I think that he at least deserves a chance. And if he fucks us over, then we'll kill him.
And that's my thing, is that if he truly can't do magic anymore, and I honestly believe he can't, what's he going to do?
If he could do magic, he would not still be in that room.
Right.
A touching story of second chances.
And
My heart weeps for him.
anyways, I think we need to. I like the idea of asking your sister what she knows about Guru.
Sure. I just think that we should give her a couple of days to heal
And that's
before
fine.
we start
I
bombarding her
think
with
that's
questions.
fine. I think we need to meet with Guru.
She is the ugliest I've ever seen her. It was awesome.
She looked pretty bad, but
Yeah.
So, may I?
Oh, of course.
Go on.
What I don't understand is what would he need Hissy for?
So that is my thought, right? So if he is a Dracula and he is trying to not be a Dracula, maybe he needs her because of her connection to Saluna, the moon goddess, and that power to do the actual alchemy he would need to not be a Dracula anymore.
I won't even begin to pretend I understand half of this. I really don't.
Or what if, and this could be completely a long shot, do you remember how there was all that werewolf stuff that was going on? What if he needs something to do with werewolves and the moon?
What was Hissy special?
Well, that's a rude thing to ask. She's
course
my
she
friend,
was.
Rodak.
I mean, obviously you're all capable bounty hunters at the time, but was she different? Was she somehow unique in any way?
She was amazing. She
She was the kindest, most compassionate, most forgiving person you would ever meet. And her connection to Seluna was unlike anything I saw from any cleric or high priest. Would come in spewing bullshit. She actually meant it. She believed it. And I saw what she could do. And I saw what she did to save us. And that was a goddess.
Well, I think there are too many unknowns at this point to even begin to understand. But, Sylvie, I just want you to be sensitive, and all of us. And Amira, you should know, we had this fortune telling. We had this reading. I think that there was plenty of legitimacy in what we learned. And, Sylvie, you weren't here, but Avantris' guidance card was the anarchist.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And so I think that it's between you and me, and don't tell Avantris I told you this.
Okay.
But I believe he's right. I think his card does mean Orpheus. I believe
you think he's right about what?
I believe the cards were telling him to either partner with Orpheus or to be friends with him or something. I believe he's important. I believe that. I don't know what that means.
Well, we're on a ship.
Oh.
You were saying?
I was saying that I want to be sensitive about the kind of the we're in a very dramatic time, and I think that let's not talk about Orpheus willy-nilly. Let's just approach it gently, and I think we can eventually bring everybody around to hopefully one day gaining even more of his help than he's already given us.
Can I tell you a secret?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of us in the room, Sylvie.
Oh, yeah, I know, that's fine. You guys just don't listen. Or whatever. I just don't want Avantris to know is really the thing. I kind of like Orpheus. He's grown on me, kind of like a fungus.
That's better than Avantris.
I'm not surprised you feel that way, and I don't like him at all.
No, that's
I
okay.
don't. He's a pompous ass.
He doesn't like you either.
And that's fine. That's totally fine.
Yeah. By the way, I gave him your room. The one that was downstairs beneath mine.
You mean
My fucking bed!
my fucking bed? You mean the dungeon?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Wait.
Oh, that's not your room?
The one like 3 stories down in the dungeon. That one?
That wasn't your room?
No, that's not my room.
Oh. Okay, whatever.
So as long as he's not in my fucking bed, then we're all fine. If he's in my bed, then I'll go and I'll kill him myself.
It's neither here nor there, really.
I still have my axe. You know what axes I'm good at?
Chopping wood!
That and removing heads from shoulders.
Okay, anyway, I think that we have done what we needed to do.
Alright.
So, are we gonna call Seamus, or?
He's probably doing a transfer over.
So transfer over.
Seamus, do you read?
Gappy.
You wait probably a minute, 2, and you hear, how do I... Oh, Avantris?
Seamus!
Am I doing this right?
Oh, God, it's good to hear your voice, Seamus. Are you alright?
Oh, yeah, no. Pardon me if I sound a little winded. I'm working on laying the new foundation and putting some stone down.
Is it coming along well?
Oh, it's slow going, but it's going. I have some hired help thanks to the coin you generously gave me. I appreciate it.
Listen, it's the least that we could do. It's my fault that this happened in the first place to you, and I apologize. But listen, I have a lot to fill you in on, and I'm gonna tell him basically everything, right? There's nothing that I would hide from Seamus. I'm gonna tell him the entire story from when we left. And then ultimately end with and I know that you're hard at work. Here's the thing: Orpheus has information for us, and it's extremely important based on what Sylvia has told us. So if you could do me a favor, I know that you guys are hard at work, but if you could get back to the house, if you get back to our estate, and give Orpheus, lend Orpheus the rock, we can. I need to speak with him directly.
I can do it tonight, I suppose. I've been staying at Forgus's while he's out on the road.
And again, we told you you're welcome to stay at the estate as long as you need. Please don't feel like it's a burden. I know you're hard at work, and
it's not doesn't suit me that well.
Fair enough.
It's fine. I'm fine in Forgus's dirty bunk bed. That's fine.
I cannot stress to you enough how important it is that you get to Orpheus as quickly as possible.
I'll drop it up tonight. Y'all are okay?
Don't leave him with the stone. Just when you're there, if you do me the favor the entire time that we talk, stay with Orpheus and the stone, and I'll let him know when he's to relinquish it.
Sounds good. Glad everything's. Or rather, it's. After everything that you told me just now, I'm just had to sit down on a stack of wood. Taiki.
That you chop with an axe.
We always knew she'd be the second of us to go, I suppose.
Listen. I don't.
It's fine.
We're gonna make sure that she rests in peace.
This LeBlanc son of a bitch. We better make him pay.
You know that I will.
Another update from me, from Forgus. He's trailing Leon as he goes through the local towns. He'll break him out, break Leon's neck if he has to. Make sure none of those girls get back for LeBlanc.
Thank you. I appreciate it. That's good. Again, just when you can get to Orpheus, just give me a ring.
Will do. I'm on the other side of the town, but I'll as soon as we can, I'll get some more work to do here. I'll be sure to ping you.
Thank you. We'll
Be
talk
safe,
soon.
bud.
You too. Thanks. I'll just return to my room.
Yep. Okay.
We're all still in there.
Oh.
Oh, so I realized, Avantris. Hi, it's so good to see you. That was a really long pee. Did you have to poop?
I was talking to Seamus.
Oh,
It's okay
well,
to poop. Everybody poops. So.
that would take a long time too.
I'm aware.
Yes.
I was.
But
just-
anyway, I realized something.
Okay.
Isn't tonight the night we're supposed to have dinner with Alphonse?
No, I think it's tomorrow night.
Nope. It's the night.
Well, I mean, clearly that's not going to happen. We're not
Why
gonna.
not?
Oh, it is today.
No, I think we should.
He knows that you know.
No, that I know what.
He knows that you are aware of what's going on. He mentioned you by name.
Well, so I feared that he might have smelled me when I took my sister, but all he knows is that I knew that he wanted my sister.
He specifically mentioned you by name, saying that he suspected that you were aware of everything.
Maybe.
Now that I think about it, he said Flickerwicket, didn't he?
Yes.
Wouldn't that also be Evangeline's last name?
Well, yeah, we're sisters.
But, so you mean to tell me that you think that it's wise to meet this... Again, I understand that, as I said before, we have the advantage that he's not just going to murder us in front of anyone, right?
Yeah.
He's not going to reveal himself. And you want to still go sit down and risk ourselves having dinner with the man?
I would say that we don't drink anything that he gives us. But
We'll wait for that.
I think if we're meeting him in public, I don't think there's much he could do. Especially if we go to Guru first and get that mirror. We just give him the egg, and we get that mirror.
That's right.
And then we go meet with him, and we see what happens.
I'm going to be honest. I don't like the idea of dealing with Guru before we've had the chance to speak with Evangeline. And I know that she's not doing well right now, and I'm not going to push that. But I'm certainly not rushing to go talk to Guru after everything that's happened.
I mean, that's fine. I think Rhoda and I could rush to talk to Guru.
We need to decide, are we going to have dinner and... Hold on, out of character. Can you jog our memories? He didn't say Sylvie, did he?
No,
He
he
said
said
Mrs. Flicker.
He said
He
that
said
Flickerwicket girl
he said Miss
or
Flickerwicket.
Miss
Flickerwicket,
Flickerwicket.
no.
Right.
Right. Particularly.
When...
I mean, we could easily look it up.
Yeah, when she got ported away...
It wasn't even when it was ported away.
Yeah.
It was after everything is said and done. He was talking to Succubus,
Solaris.
Yep.
and he said, I think Miss Flickerwicket knows.
Yeah.
Yes, that is. Yes, he just said Flickerwicket.
Yeah.
Right. as far as
He
names
did.
are concerned.
He did.
Now,
Are we willing to roll the dice that he wasn't referencing our flicker wicket?
Even if he was, we can literally be we're gonna be in public. It's not like all of a sudden he's gonna go vampire on all 4 of us.
I agree
in
with
the
you.
middle of a restaurant.
I agree with
so
you.
we can literally look at him and be like, "Hey, buddy, we know that you know that we know," and see what we can get out of him.
for all we know, he's cancelled at this point.
I haven't gotten any, but I guess we're not at the
We
hotel.
haven't been at the end.
Yeah, we can check it. But I still think that the very first thing we need to do is go give Guru this egg and get that mirror.
No, I'm not done talking about dinner. You expect me to go sit
I am
down
hungry too, Vandris.
and with the man who did this to my friend and just be okay with it?
Well, I think you can tell him exactly that you're pissed. I would just say, if you do that, do it in code. You turned my friend into a butterfly.
He probably doesn't know thieves can't.
No,
He might.
maybe he does.
I mean, allegedly the man is a hack. He's not even an
Yeah,
alchemist.
he's not even real.
You think he's gonna know
alchemist.
thieves can't?
No way. Only real, true, honest to God rogues would know that.
Well, he's still an alchemist. It just replaces very powerful, rare reagents, right?
Which means that
So
he's
he
not
still has
talented
the
enough
ability to
do.
be
right.
an
He's still
alchemist?
an alchemist, is my understanding.
This
Well,
is
yeah, he's just a hack alchemist.
So here's my only problem. I spoke with Seamus. I filled him in with everything. He said that he would allow me to speak with Orpheus as soon as possible, but it won't be till this evening.
Yeah.
I don't know at what time. And to be fair, even if we decide with the ridiculous idea of meeting with Alphonse for dinner, I'm not going to allow that to get in the way of me talking with Orpheus. It's more important.
I would say just talk to Orpheus while we're at dinner with Alphonse.
If I have to excuse myself from the table, I will.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't do it at the table. I
Well,
think that
that
would
would
be,
be
hey, Orpheus,
insanity.
it's your friend Vandris here. You were saying something about that chalice of agony?
Right. Oh, that
I'm
does.
sitting here with
Yes.
Alphonse. Let's get
That
his
sounds
take.
just like me. Yes, that was great. That was fantastic.
Oh, was it really good?
It was.
No, I bought it. I bought it.
Yeah, I've
There's,
been-
there's a reason we put on a play.
Yeah, I've been practicing my ventriloquy.
Great. Well,
You
if
guys
you
put
ever,
on a play?
Yeah.
it's.
You'll hear.
I
You
wrote
forgot
it.
to mention that.
I
Or maybe you
wrote it.
did. Maybe you did. Yeah, oh yeah, the play, yeah.
I intentionally left that detail out.
I didn't.
Good to know you guys aren't wasting time.
No.
Either way.
So here, I ask you one more time. Do you honestly, truly believe the best course of action is to meet this man for dinner if he hasn't canceled?
I'm not sure. But I'm not going to meet him without that mirror.
I suppose that's reasonable.
I think regardless of whether we have dinner or not, that mirror needs to be in our possession.
I agree, and I think it's urgent.
And so this is my concern. If we pussyfoot around this, we risk him filling up that chalice and becoming the lich that we're afraid he's going to turn into.
Which we don't even know what that means.
Yeah, Orpheus was really weird about it.
We'll talk.
Yeah. But it's bad. So he was telling me, like, Orpheus is here, and the lich is, like, 5 times more powerful than Orpheus.
so he
and then the
seems-
guy that created the chalice is, like, 50 times more powerful than that.
So he seems scared.
Yeah.
Was it funny?
It was great. You would have loved it. You would have loved it. It was so good.
I can't wait to talk
And
to
he was
Orpheus.
really insulted when I was talking about how much more powerful LeBlanc was than him.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was cool.
Interesting.
So, anyway, back to my point, which is, we need to do something about this, like, ASAP. Because
Alright.
the longer we wait, the more powerful he's going to get. And I think dinner tonight is the best way to kind of gauge what we're... Thank you for the follow!
Suck my balls.
Yeah. Suck more
Thanks,
balls.
suck my
That's
balls.
that is a
Thank you.
that
Thank
is
you.
a lovely name.
That's a great.
Is that a family name?
Yeah, it's like an SS tier
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, S plus.
Yeah.
Well, then it sounds like we need to get the mirror.
It sounds, yeah. And then I told Rodic, we'll give my sister a couple of days just to rest and get used to Chateau Sylvie. And then we'll talk to her.
Okay.
Now we need to discuss, what do we tell Guru? Do we tell him that Alphonse is a vampire?
No, so I
Then
still
he's
think...
gonna want to know why we still want the mirror.
Right. That's a
The
good
vampire's
point.
been dealt with.
He knows we killed the vampire.
Because it's pretty.
I mean, we knew that there might be a second one, though.
Well, I surmised that was the case, but that was not ever proven until we witnessed it.
No, but I mean, I feel like even when we talked to him, we said that there might be two. You know, we said, well, we don't know. Hopefully there's one.
I
But
very distinctly said to him that someone did this to Taiki, so you're right.
Yeah.
never hurts to, be prepared.
So I think that's perfect. Is we don't want something like that to happen again, and
If he questions us further, we just need to be able to answer appropriately.
and I think that if that's the case, we could do that. And I think it, as much as I don't like giving him additional information, it might be a good idea to give him a heads up about Alphonse taking control of the caravan. I wouldn't say that we tell him, like, hey, by the way, it's like best friend's a succubus and she's actually disguised as the blue dragonborn. But we could say that he's aligned with Mudge and that the two of them are now taking over the
That
caravan.
actually may be a really good idea. At the very least, we just say, I don't know, we'd have to come up with a reason why we know this, but, at the very least, it would mobilize Guru against Alphonse because he's cutting in on his territory.
I think I'm going to tell him the truth about my sister. She's terrified to come back because she knows that she did wrong by getting involved.
What if he kills her?
Good luck getting into our home.
What if he has a doll to kill?
The dolls.
Oh boy. I keep forgetting about how bad dolls can be.
I don't want to tell him anything that we don't have to.
I agree. We just need to make sure that if he questions us, which he will, that we have appropriate answers.
Well, I'll just tell him that I have a lust for big ol' titties and that I was there.
Not a lie. It's not a lie.
It's really not a lie.
Praise be to the gods.
So I'll just tell him that my lust overtook me and I ran in and you guys had to go in to get me and we got caught in this situation because you guys had to get me out.
And I think that's brilliant, and we give him a heads up.
Yeah,
That
because Alphonse was saying that his boon was that he had control of the caravan and Guru had no idea.
You don't mention anything about Alphonse being in the room where it happened.
Nothing.
But what you need to do is just mention Alphonse was there, and all of a sudden, Zagara,
Ragara.
not Ragara,
Zolga.
Yeah, Mudge.
all of a sudden, I don't know how we do it, but we need to make
No,
sure
we just
There
say,
was a change in leadership.
we just say that
killed him.
she killed Ragara and that she mentioned an allegiance with Alphonse
Right.
and that they were overtaking with Ickis the caravan.
Ickis.
Yeah, Ickis.
We're on the same page.
Yeah, and that we are afraid that there is still a Dracula out there, but we wanted to let him know that, so here's the egg, give us the mirror.
Done.
Right.
I think we're in agreement.
Yeah,
Annulin?
oh my god, this is the first time.
Well,
Oh,
yes,
Jesus,
I'm
Lord
in
Almighty.
agreement. But so all the Dragonborns, they're all the bluish variety now, right?
Yeah.
Mostly, yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
killed
okay.
all the other ones.
Do they have any interest in this? We have a green dragon egg, right?
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've put my head in the bag.
But we're not gonna give them the dragon egg when they're aligned with Alphonse, Annulin.
But what if we gave it to Guru to get the mirror, but we told Zolga that he had it, and then we incite a gang war?
So I like the idea of going full Rivington Manor. You never have to twist my arm.
I'm just, I'm in a bit of a funk, and this whole town is really sucking for me lately.
Sucking, literally. Vampire jokes.
I mean, that's not a bad idea. The question is, how much would
Well,
the caravan care about a dragon
That's a
egg?
great question.
I mean, Gandry didn't care about he cared about it in the sense
That's
that...
why we didn't mention it in the
Well,
first
he
place.
cared about it in the sense, he's like, oh, it's a dragon, we don't want to kill a dragon. But he didn't, care about it in the sense of, oh, I'm going to kill a bunch of innocent people!
That was a less impressive impersonation.
Oh, was it?
Just keep working on it.
You didn't do the accent. I mean, you didn't,
Well,
Wasn't supposed to believable.
I'm going to take this dragon egg.
That's better.
Is that
That's
better?
better.
That
Just
is-
keep working.
Now I can see it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep working on it.
I'll introduce you to some of the actors of the circus. You'll be
Oh, that would be
you'll
awesome.
be in tip-top shape.
So anyway, I think there's already a war going on there. I mean, obviously the succubus is the leader of the caravan, and they want to overtake Guru, so they're gonna do it anyway.
Well, then let's.
And I don't really want to talk to Zolga.
Let's just talk to Guru. Let's start there.
We'll
Yeah.
start there, and then we can figure out how we play them against each other.
I'm not opposed to gang wars.
I do think that Annulin's on
Let
the
it be
right.
stated on the record.
I think that Annulin's on the right track. That inciting them to start bickering earlier is a good way.
It does put us at an advantage.
Yes.
I agree.
And I think by giving the information to Guru, we might be going along that path.
Well, on our way there, let's stop by the inn, check to see if we've got any mail.
Yeah, because,
Done and done.
done
Let's
and
do it.
done. Let's go.
Okay, so you all gather your things, and Amir stands up and says, "If there is a dinner, I assume I'm not invited, but if I was, I don't think I could sit across from him without losing my shit. So
I agree,
I would rather not attend.
and
No,
that's
of
just
course.
fine.
We would never force you to.
There are lots of good places to eat in town.
I'll get you takeout.
I look at Amir and I say, like they're gonna let a circus performer in that place.
It's more of a job than you have.
I'm a hero, Amir. I just want to let you know that I've given up bounty hunting. I'm a hero for hire. They're very different.
That's not really what we are, though. I mean, that's not really a
Hired
profession.
from between two bad dudes, it sounds like.
To
Very,
be fair,
very
look at where I live and look at where you live.
Yeah.
Again, I said we'd make sure that you were well taken care of, but let's maybe just put it in perspective a little.
Fuck you, man. Let's go. And you all leave. You make your way through the streets. And you eventually get to New Arcadia Square. And you get to the Crossroads, your hotel. As soon as you arrive, you are informed that there is a letter waiting for you. And you see it's addressed to Sylvie. You flip it over, the wax seal, bright red, glimmering
Holy shit.
serpent eating its own tail.
Yeah. I think I know who this is from.
No.
No, before you do that, make sure it's not like trapped or like it's gonna explode.
Can I time out for 1 second?
Sure.
I don't know how much you prepared. Can I propose we play for an extra hour tonight?
It's up to you guys.
Annulin?
I'm down.
It's a proposition. Only if
Well,
Mikey's prepared.
Why don't we go through the story
Go
and
through the
see
story
if
and we'll
there's...
see where it
But
is.
at least we don't... We're saying there's no hard stop, and let's just end
That's
it
how I
there.
feel.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
like-
totally down to play for another hour.
My boner's about to
Extra hour.
bust through the ceiling right now, and I gotta keep playing.
How about we end it where you think is appropriate?
Mature
and-
stream.
Yeah, oh,
Let's
yeah,
not cut it
mature stream.
short and avoid getting to a
Yep.
good spot.
Yep.
How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Good?
Let's go till midnight.
Well, let's let the story decide where we're going.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. Let's
So-
go.
But we're okay if we need
Got
to
Yeah.
stretch.
Got it.
I'll rub
Are you
Kelsey's
opening
feet
it?
the next time I see her. Oh yeah,
Your-
yeah.
your
No,
letter.
sure.
Make sure it's not like trapped or going to explode. Or remember when you got found that first letter and it dissolved.
Yeah. Okay.
And I open it.
You open it, it pops the same familiar sparkle. You see that same shimmering ink and the swooping handwriting of Alphonse's handwriting. And
Thanks,
I had nothing.
Mike.
I had nothing. Apologies. And you see that it says, "Dear, lovely Miss Flickerwicket, I am so eager for our dinner tonight. Bring your sister if you care. I'll save a seat. Cafe Commandant, 8 p.m. sharp. I'll see you tonight.
Do you,
Love, Alphonse."
do you read it out loud?
No.
And I
Okay.
go, oh my god, this is so weird. He says his favorite color is polka dot, and then he wants to have a casserole of macaroni and cheese and pudding.
That does not sound like
That sounds like Sylvie wrote that letter.
Okay, fine. That's not what it says. God. It was a joke, Rodek. You ruined everything.
And I just passed it to you guys so you can all read it.
So I'm not bringing my sister, obviously, because she's like not.
Well, you are quite the illusionist. If I do say so myself. Amiria, a spot may have opened up for you at dinner. It turns they do allow circus clowns at this restaurant.
I'm not going.
Even if we could disguise you as...
And I think...
Why?
You don't want me to go.
Amiria?
Listen, if I have to contain myself, you can't contain yourself for several hours?
You're not helping.
Sorry, you're right. I apologize.
Amiria, I know how much you care about Hissy. Everything that we're doing here is with the potential of rescuing her. My sister does not mean to me nearly as much as Hissy means to you, but she sure means a hell of a lot. And it would help me greatly if you would do this for us. And it sucks, and it will be hard, and I will step on your toe if you start to mess up, and I'll hold your hand if you get scared. But I think that you should try, because I would do it for you.
To be fair, there may be a considerable difference in height, and I know that your illusion magic does have limits, but it was just a suggestion.
I have to say, I'm
yeah,
not...
so the great thing is that, I don't know.
And I mean this in the nicest, least offensive way possible.
Joy.
I do not trust you. I do not trust her temperament at the table.
Thank you.
No, the great
I
thing
do.
So we can all put on record that the five of us are 110% in agreement for once.
Well, no, because the great
Wow.
thing is that her temperament
Huzzah.
is basically exactly the same as Evangeline's.
But Alphonse knows her voice. Alphonse, like, if anyone just reaches above her, anywhere, the whole illusion will be ruined.
I suppose it was just an idea. I'm just,
That's true. And
a fortuitous opening.
He's a creepy old dude. He'd probably try to touch her.
And I think...
But what if I make her look like Sylvie and I look like Evangeline because we're basically the same height?
How are you going to do
Aren't we still in the same situation?
Well, I don't think he would try to touch me.
that? What? Here's
Wow.
the thing. That's what D&D says. Rodek is about the right height. The Rodette drink is alive.
Also it's Kyle.
It's Kyle.
Kyle, hey! It's good to see you, my dude.
Coffee while the party argued.
We've been doing that all night.
Yeah.
The party's been arguing all night.
We rolled like all of 4 die. So.
You literally rolled every die tonight. and got like multiple...
I haven't rolled beneath a 19 tonight.
Yeah.
It's fucking...
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Sorry.
Anyways.
Listen, it was just an idea. That's all. I just saw again a fortuitous opening and thought maybe we could have capitalized.
It's not worth the risk. What does he want?
Exactly for what purpose?
I think honestly, now that I actually legitimately think about it, I think that was just his way of letting me know that he knows that I know that he knows.
He's taunting us.
Right.
And so
He's
I
taunting
think
us.
that showing up without her is, I think he doesn't think we're even going to show up. I think showing up without her is exactly what we need to do.
You don't trust her, and you think that I'm going to be able to contain myself and not stab this guy in the face?
Yes.
I do.
Because if you try to, I will polymorph you into a suckling pig.
To be fair, I've seen it happen to Rodek, and I don't want that to happen to me.
No, you don't. And I will collect your fecal matter, and I will make a poople dress. A fecal dress.
Can we move on? I'm not going to do anything. Thank you.
And that is why I know that I can trust you.
All right.
So
Holding my tongue may be another situation.
we would need to take every precaution before walking into that restaurant. But I think you're right that he's not just going to kill us on the spot in the middle of everything.
He can't. He won't reveal himself to random people.
It would be
He
way
won't.
too dangerous because I don't think that he's at his full power yet.
I do. This does beg the question. I've said this multiple times in the last 48 hours, but I've been doing some thinking.
Oh.
He gave us those potions. Did you ever think that he maybe thought we used them against him? He has to have been aware, right? I mean, he's not dumb.
Yeah, and I think there might have been something more in them than just what they were, which is why I didn't take one. Oh, well, that sucks for you three, I guess.
I took twice as many as the recommended dose.
Uh-oh.
Well, that's in the past, and there's nothing we can do about it.
But to be honest, if he knew about them, then yeah, he would have known you guys were in the room. But
Right,
I don't think he
that's
did.
my point.
When I was
That's
looking
exactly
through
my
Louis,
point. He doesn't
He
know
had
that
no
we
idea
know.
that you guys. He just thinks that I know.
Well, and maybe not even that if we don't have the right flicker wicket.
Yeah.
Flicker wicket.
Flicker,
think
that's my
it's
last
clear.
name.
I think yeah, it is. I think the point of this letter is he's taunting us. I think
Well, that's not my last name.
I agree with you. This is a challenge.
it's a taunt.
It is, yeah.
He may not have known that we were in the room, but if Sylvie knows,
Who's Shelby?
that's why I paused. I knew it was coming. I think. Will you let me fucking finish? Just once. When I say
More
your
talk.
name.
Come on, guys.
No. Well, I don't even remember what I was saying. I was saying something about the fact that if he thinks that you know, he'll assume that we know. Was my
Well,
point.
yeah.
I think that's fair.
So let's talk to Guru. We'll get the mirror. We'll sit down and we'll be very careful with what we tell him. We're going to take it as a precaution. We can say that we saw some transfixed young men in her basement, and we could say that we're worried that there's another one, and just in case, we would like to make that try.
Fine. I think we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
We mentioned him perhaps adding something additional. We'll see if he does. At this point, I think we'll just take it, whatever the deal is.
Fine.
As long as there's no voodoo dolls or any other kind of handshakes.
Which we're not mentioning.
Nope.
No, we're not,
You
because he
don't
doesn't know that
you
we
don't
know.
know about that.
Done.
Yes.
Let's
Let's
continue.
go.
Well, let's do it. Let's do it to it.
To the old riverboat.
No offense, sweetheart, but should we take her with us to Guru?
She's gonna have to wait outside.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I don't need us introducing more variables to Guru's financial situation. He's a little prickly.
I can take a nap.
Oh,
That's fine.
Do you want to stay in our hotel room? The beds are comfier than on the ship.
I've already put down my bag. Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Awesome.
And I just chuck her my key.
Go to it.
We'll come for you after.
Thanks. I need some sleep. And I didn't think about this.
Okay.
Good luck, guys. Don't die.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Haven't yet. See ya.
Raises up a hand as she doesn't even look back and just walks up. We try to find the room number on the key. And you all depart. You make your way to the Hungry Catfish. It's a looming figure, the Hungry Catfish emblazoned, and then the large casino letters, massive wooden letters, gaudily written on the side. As you make your way up to the town, it's still open. It's mid-morning at this point, it's approaching noon probably, actually. And so, it's not hopping like it is in the evening, but it's still open 24 hours a day. And you look around and you find a bullywug, and you guys can ask for Guru, or as you do that, the bullywug goes.
Tell him that we're ready to make the trade. He went fishing? When will he be back? Oh, his skin tells time too.
When the sun
When the sun
comes
goes
down.
down.
Well, this is unfortunate as we
Well-
have multiple things happening tonight, this evening.
Well, we can...
Tomorrow.
Tonight, at 6.
Tonight.
Tonight at 6? 7. 8? 9? Oh, okay, well...
Look, I'm just gonna say it. I think it's bizarre that the bullywugs can understand us, yet they refuse to learn common.
Let's not question that right
He grabs
now.
his tongue and goes.
Wait, what happens with the tongue? It just like stretches?
It's a stretch. He's this huge frog.
So they just
tongue.
like physically don't have the ability to speak common?
That's basically the gist, yeah.
Well, Mr. Bullywug, where did he go fishing?
You can't
know or
or
you don't
won't
wanna
divulge. Yeah.
He's not going to tell us where his boss is.
That's fine.
I think this means one thing. We're gonna have to meet the butterfly without the vanity set. Those code word.
Oh.
I'm with you.
Okay,
Well, what time is dinner at?
8. And I literally went down the clock with the bullywug, and he said after 8.
We did reach a number that was greater than 8.
Well, I don't like that.
Greater? It's got the word 8 in it.
I guess we just hope he doesn't turn into some horrible blood mist and kill us all
He
instantly.
won't in the middle of dinner.
He's not going to. Not while we're in public. There's no way. Everyone knows who he is on sight. There's no way he would walk into a restaurant and slaughter everyone in the restaurant. That would be quite the twist.
Agreed?
But we all have to promise we're not going to drink anything from him.
No, we're
Agreed.
not drinking anything.
I already regret the other time.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't do that either.
So, this is unfortunate.
So now, okay, we go to dinner and we don't have the mirror.
The vanity set.
Sorry, the vanity set. Do we just flat out tell him we know?
Yeah.
The letter's the taunt. Do we taunt him back? Do we tell him we know? Do we challenge
No,
him?
we mentioned nothing about it. Let's try to get a read on him. Let's try to figure out what he knows based on... We're just going to at least initially pretend that it's a
We
pleasant dinner.
do not mention where my sister is.
No, we do not.
Well, that's a given. No matter how bad my temper gets, I'm not going to divulge the safety of any innocent person.
You are going to just assume that she's working with Marta?
It's a given. That's the normal state of things.
Yeah, we haven't
Yeah.
seen her in a few days.
She's either whoring or working. That's what she does.
The last time we saw her, she was helping out with the play.
Fine.
He
She
knows
did
more
a
than I.
fine job.
Then we'll get ready for dinner, and we'll...
I'm gonna
Intimidate.
wear a crimson dress. No, I'm not, because that'll tip him off.
I can make my armor look like fancy clothing.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay, you do
I'm
that.
just
Shall
gonna...
we have a big lunch and maybe perhaps a soup in a bread bowl?
Yeah.
So that we don't need to eat a lot
That
tonight?
place was fantastic.
Let's go.
Alright.
Back to the hullabaroo or whatever it was called.
True Blue Roo.
The three
There we
blue
go.
brews.
So, okay. Is there anything that we want to do until Annulin? Till dinner?
I don't want to do anything.
I meant out of character, but yeah, sure, fine.
Okay.
Okay. So, you head back to your hotel, and you manage to dress up nice, and it's probably about.
I did want to get lunch at the room.
Oh, you get lunch at the room.
Yeah, we
Sorry,
get-
you go get lunch.
For Madame Zostra's place, was it open? Was it?
Are you gonna go check?
Yeah, I'll look across the way.
You look across the way. It's closed.
In the evening.
The DM just went-
That's right. Everything's at night. Are we all vampires?
Yeah.
You a vampire? Zostra a vampire?
What a terrible twist of fate.
Gold butterflies.
Hold on, wait.
Now
Avantris.
hold on.
When we first met Guru,
Mm,
he was fishing on his boat.
correct.
That was the middle of the day, wasn't it?
Yes.
Alright. Never mind. Phew.
I mean, we've met him.
We've gone during the day.
Yeah. When Sylvie and I had an unfortunate altercation with him,
That was
it
during the
was
day?
Yeah.
during the day.
He wasn't happy, but
Due to the out of character time that we fought Taihi and then took her corpse to him.
Right.
Oh, yeah, because we like caught her like mid-morning, midday,
And then
we
you took her straight there?
immediately
Yeah.
went
That's
there,
right.
right.
Or was it there was the sun setting?
You know, I can't remember, to be honest with you. I can't.
Do you remember the time-ish?
For what? Sorry.
When we took Taiki's corpse to...
It was midday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, because we caught
It was
her
like- it was-
like...
it was
You
the
caught her
noon
around
sun.
noon,
Yeah.
Right.
and then you took her
Right.
in the afternoon. Yeah.
Right, okay.
He also came by your hotel.
Oh, that's right.
talked
Yeah,
to
I'll do
you
that, yeah.
in the morning.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, it was literally in the morning because they just killed. Anyway, sorry.
I don't discredit your cautiousness, but I think we're okay on that front.
All right. Well, let's. I'll put on my nice clothes.
As will I.
And I will.
I'm taking Venom's spine as well.
I'll keep all of my gear in the
Is
bag of holding.
Is it uncommon to bring a weapon into a nice?
Not in a fantasy setting.
That's
Everyone's armed.
Okay, that's what I kind of
all
figured.
the time.
Just want to make sure. It wasn't like it wasn't like when we were at his Alphonse mansion and we had the party.
Yeah.
We were all like stripped of our stuff.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
So it wouldn't be weird if I wore plate armor.
It'd be weird to like go to dinner in like your full armor set, probably.
Yeah. Okay. So I will keep my sword on me.
Okay.
But I will put all my armor in the bag of holding.
Okay.
So
it's in the bag. You finish. You have a wonderful lunch, large, hefty meal of soups and bread bowls, and you have some pho in there. You have all sorts of. After Orpheus talking about it, made you just really hungry for it. You get back to your place. You kind of kill a little bit of time. You get back to your hotel room. You are kind of getting ready and dressing up, and most of you hear in your head, you just press the button here. I know how it works. You wanted to talk to me.
At Paul Thorax. Yes, I do.
Why is he talking to his fist?
It's a rock.
So all of you, Sylvie, how are you? I had a wonderful chat yesterday. Or was that today? It was yesterday.
She can't hear you. It's fine. It's
What?
Oh, it's that thing you gave away.
I didn't give it away.
Angela gave it away. That's fine.
Fine,
Just,
whatever.
We'll
I'm just
fill
gonna
you
ignore
in. We'll fill
Listen,
you
let's all just continue getting ready. Let me just have a conversation with Orpheus, and we'll.
I'll do that.
What's up, Fanny Pooh?
Okay. So I need you to tell me exactly what you told Sylvie earlier today, yesterday evening, whenever it was. I need you to repeat exactly the things you told her, and then I'm going to ask some questions.
You can trust Sylvie.
Yada yada yada. Explain the thing. What is a lich?
So she did relay everything like I thought she would.
She used some words. Those were words that, to be fair, I only understand half of what she says at any given moment anyway. So I
think I'm getting better at it, though.
Yeah, well, good for you.
I'm probably better than you are. Maybe I'll just be your on-staff Sylvie translator.
Yeah, fantastic. Go ahead, start talking.
The Lich is exactly what I told Sylvie. Incredibly powerful, undead magic user, mortal, unless the phylactery is destroyed. You told me what you know what a phylactery is. After Sylvie told you what it is. You don't know much about magic, do you?
There's a reason I chose not to know much about magic.
Oh, did magic kill your parents? You have a dark backstory.
My parents are just fine, thank you.
Oh, are they? Are they? Okay. Well, at least you don't have daddy issues. That's the worst. Not that I would know anything about that.
I start whistling The Cat's in the Cradle, The Silver Spoon. Just kidding. So you mean to tell me that this gem, this phylactery, is essentially the source of the Lich's power? Is that what we're getting at?
No, well, the Lich is generally incredibly magical as a wizard on its own. It's the dying, the horrific ritual, and the extra necromantic powers, and all of the delightfulness that comes with that, where they ascend to a different form.
Oh, so it's worse than I thought.
It's for shitty nerds, yeah.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
That's exactly right.
Okay. Okay. All right. So here's the thing. What do you know about Taroka cards?
I know it's what a bunch of fraudsters use to scam rubes out of their money. We had them at the circus.
Fraudsters.
Of course.
You honestly believe that the people who do this are frauds? All of them?
The all-seeing fortune teller that we had on our circus was the biggest fraud I've ever met in my entire life. She was the best liar I've ever met.
So,
I learned most of my lying from her.
So, being someone who has dealt with magic beyond this plane, you don't think that there might be someone who might be able to read something from these cards?
I don't know. It depends on where they're drawing the power from, I suppose.
Okay.
I can tell you it's most commonly used by traveling charlatans.
It's no secret that I don't like you. I don't trust you.
Oh,
I don't respect you.
It's the nicest thing you ever said to me.
Right. Okay. Let's cut to the chase. The
You're the
reason
one
I even
stalling.
the reason I even bring any of this up is because we recently met with someone who had the ability to read these cards, and I would like to consider myself a pretty big skeptic, and I think that Rodek is as well, but given the nature of the reading, we believe that there may be something to it. And then I'm going
You're
to...
very good at that.
So, would it be unreasonable to assume that I wrote down the reading as we had it?
I would say that all of you remember very vividly the readings, like it's almost etched in your memory.
Okay. Then in that case, I'm just going to read him the reading that I received for the guidance.
Mm-hmm.
The Anarchist. The lenses inside of him that paint the world black, the pools of poison and scarlet mist that spill over into rage, the things he's always been denied, an early promise that somehow died, the missing part of him that grows around him like a cage.
Wait, is that your entry in the poetry contest?
No, not poetry. Again, it's the reading for guidance. You don't think that might ring any bells?
Sounds like a bunch of vague nonsense to trick rubes with low intelligence score.
Insight check.
Go for it.
My insight is
Natural 20.
21.
Big a rake.
It seems it's when you're reading his kind of trying to read the tone, he sounds like
Right,
just the
I
whole
can't see
concept
him.
of basically all you have is a tone. You get the sense that it kind of sounds like it might be some kind of relation, but he's pretty confident in his disbelief in a lot of Taroka because he basically spent much of his life around charlatan Taroka readers.
So he believes what he's saying.
Yes.
I guess I was trying to gauge whether or not it jarred him at all, the things that I read. No, he didn't give a shit.
It's kind of just seems like it's more, vagaries,
Okay. Well, again, cutting to the chase here. I don't like this. As I stated, I don't trust you. But I believe that this card, this reading, may have something to do with you. You've been truthful, as it may be, up to this point. You've told Sylvie a lot of information that's helped us, has been accurate. And I believe that you still may be of use. So, as the only person in our party who believes that you should be released from your cell, I guess my question to you is, why should I let that happen?
You have to make your peace with that. I don't think anything I say is going to convince you otherwise. Sylvia will let me do it. Put it to a party vote.
I'm not going to allow that to happen. It's either unanimous or nothing. Do you feel comfortable walking around Gullhaven?
Not particularly, no. Not to say I can't go around unseen. Just full disclosure, I'm still very sneaky and I'm an excellent master of disguise.
Yes.
With or without magic.
I'm sure you are. It doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
I'm excellent in makeup.
Yeah, I believe that. So, I need you to tell me everything that you know. If we come to you with information, we come to you with questions, you're going to be willing to work with us a little bit.
Is Sylvie going to do it and I don't have to hear your grating voice?
I can't promise that. In fact, maybe I'll make it a point to speak to you directly from now on.
You'll get a much higher chance of me actually telling you information if Sylvie comes to me.
I honestly believe that if you still had any magical ability, you wouldn't be rotting away in that cell.
Oh no, I would have burned down the whole place, absolutely.
If I agree with the rest of the group to allow you some freedoms, you have to agree to work with us. I still will not hesitate to murder you instantly.
You've mentioned that several times.
And I won't go back on that. Do we have some sort of an understanding?
Has my information proven useful?
So far.
I know what I know. And at least someone in your party thinks to actually use the guy in the chair. The comfy chair. This is very comfy, by the way.
Fine. I'll discuss with the rest of the group. And you have to relinquish the stone back to Seamus.
He's standing right here. I'll give it to Grandpa. It's fine. I don't want it. I don't want to talk to you.
Fine. Turn over the stone.
Hold on.
Yes.
I just want to make sure I'm clear about liches. It seems very dangerous.
No, it is, absolutely. I told Sylvie that it's...
You mentioned something about being ascended, some kind of ascended state. Are liches, like, immediately obvious that they're a lich?
I imagine you'd be able to tell.
So it's not like he's a lich currently.
My understanding, it took quite a process in order to achieve that. I don't think he'd be running around having fancy dinners at a seafood restaurant if he was a lich. Whatever evil bullshit he's planning on doing, he would be doing.
I suppose you'd advise that we end him before he achieves his lich status.
I would say that would be a very smart thing to do. If you don't, before he does that, it's going to be far harder to do it. And he might have the power to just blink and kill you instantly. I don't know. I don't know what he can do. All I know is that chalice scares me.
That reminds me. Thank you for mentioning the chalice. Sylvie mentioned something along the lines of hierarchy of evil and power, and that you were obviously, admittedly, as low as possible on the scale. And then Alphonse was multiple levels of powerful that you could never dream of. And then there was this thing that crafted the chalice. Correct?
Yes. Not to any of the previous, not to your preferencing, but yes.
Is it unreasonable to assume that we may have met the creature that crafted the chalice?
I don't know why you would have. What any scenario? Probably not. That'd be wild fantasy.
Let me rephrase. If some horrible devil creature were to give us powers,
Devils tend to do that, yes.
would you advise against using them?
You do whatever you want.
It's not what I asked. What would you do?
I would use them absolutely. Are you kidding me? I don't care what happens to my soul.
Man just puts his head in his hands.
It's not even a question. The devil came to me and said, "Here, have some powers." I'd be like, "Yes, please. What do I have to do? What do I sign?"
Oh, Rodek, can I have that real quick? Hey, Orpheus, it's Sylvie.
Oh, hey.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Do you like your fluffy chair?
I really no. It's very comfortable. I was telling Vanders and Rodek and Anulin that it's very comfy.
Are you excited that you might get a room?
If that's on the table, I'll have my pick. I'll tell Gus to tell me to prepare my room right away.
Okay, you just can't have Avantris's, Rodek's, mine, or Anulin's, or they will all kill me. Okay?
I wouldn't even try. I'll probably get my fingers cut off.
Okay. Well, it was good talking to you. I miss you a little bit. Bye.
Bye.
All right. I suppose if you're willing to cooperate, we will give you freedoms. Do we have a deal?
I'll take the freedoms.
Are you going to cooperate?
Have I been uncooperative so far?
Just say yes, Orpheus.
Yes.
Fine.
The crowd goes wild. Yeah.
Sylvie will be in contact, and
Good.
Gus orders you around. You don't order Gus around, okay? Let's get that straight.
Hold on. Before we do this, Anulin, are you okay with this?
Yeah, I am.
Unbelievable.
I wasn't before, but I am.
And the only other stipulation is that when we call, you answer. We have to talk. This is.
If I give it back to Grandpa, he'll flush it down the toilet.
We leave the rock in the mansion. Anyone who uses it, Seamus can come and go. I think that's fine.
I'll keep it on my person if that's the stipulation. I can tell either that I know or I don't know, and you can fuck off. That's easy.
Easy. It won't take me long to come find you.
Okay, big tough guy, we get it. Have you impressed all of your friends around?
Yeah, I'm impressed.
It's been deemed that I'm the strongest and fastest.
I'm
definitely.
sure that's what you write on your dating profile.
Yeah, Grindr. I mean Tinder. You already say Tinder.
I should have.
Whatever works. Okay, can I get my bath? Gus is waiting here. Hey! The water's getting cold!
Fine.
Enjoy it. Good night.
And you hear kind of Seamus fumbling. Then like the words are just getting cut off as he's accidentally pressing at a bunch, and then it goes off. So you all get ready.
Yep.
And you're all dressed in the nines. You are all looking spick and span. And
Spapper
and Snapper. What do you guys anything before you head to what you call it?
Now I think we'll just start heading there.
Yeah, nothing for me.
Okay, so you make your way out of the crossroads, and you know that Cafe Commandant is not far. It is just down a couple blocks, and you make your way, and it's approaching 8 p.m. and the restaurant seems to be about the same. He's hustling and bustling. There's a lot of people kind of running in and out. There's the elaborate signs with all the specials outside. And I need everyone to make a perception check.
Oh shit.
Okay, sorry.
Can I use Nikki's dice?
You may. Perception?
Oh no, that's
Perception's
good.
not great.
Holy shit!
25.
25. Okay.
That's a 1 in 400 chance. 2 natural 20s in a row. I got a 19, so a 25.
25. Okay. So I'll say that's enough.
Okay.
That's enough. That you guys pass the group perception check. So as you make your way in to the room, the hostess greets you and says, "Oh, Mr. LeBlanc will be joining you. That we have your table ready." And they come this way, please. And you are guided upstairs to a smaller dining room, and then that kind of same familiar kind of boxed out space for the table that you can close the doors, like they have like at fancy restaurants for special parties or occasions.
Is Lumi with us, real quick?
Yeah.
Where's Lumi? Okay.
So Lumi's with you guys. So all of you, it's 4 of you and Lumi.
Yep.
Okay. So you are guided, and in this small room, as you are kind of looking through the tables, you see that there are at least 3 blue dragonborn at each table.
Like spread throughout the restaurant, like within close proximity?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Holy
especially
shit.
in this.
We're walking into a fucking ambush.
And you walk through, and it's you with your perception checks. I'll say that all of you just notice it's not that hard to notice that eyes are following you.
Are there other people there?
There are people that are sitting there. Yep, but at each table.
Is it only the Dragonborns whose eyes are following us, or does
Yes.
it seem like the room is watching us?
The room seems to be going about
Okay.
eating their food.
Right.
But there seems to be a bit of timidness with which everyone else is eating their food.
So every single table has a blue dragonborn.
2 to 3, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Alright.
We'll sit down.
This is fun.
Okay. You get to the table, sit down. You're delivered menus. They pour some water for all of you, and a bottle of wine is just brought out for the table to enjoy with glasses. And you wait. Soon as the bell, the clock strikes 8,
you hear kind of footsteps and loud chatter as around the bend through the dining hall, in the most elaborate dinner coat that you've seen yet, in just dashes of silver and white and gray and just elaborate, incredibly expensive threading, possibly polished boots. Alphonse LeBlanc walks in, poofy sleeves, his always present cravat, and he sees the lot of you from across the dining room, and a large smile comes to his face. Friends, now I thought for a second you were going to cancel on me. And he steps in and says, as you'll notice, I have an extra seat here. I assume poor Evangeline couldn't make it.
No, she's busy doing her nails.
Now that is just tragic. Well, next time.
Of
I'm
course.
sure.
I'm
Please.
sure you just have to ask Ma Tucket.
I will do that. How about that?
So this is the second dinner that we've had with you, and we are very gracious. We appreciate it.
Apologies, Laudna couldn't make it. Her headaches are getting much worse as of late.
I'm sorry to hear that. What's the occasion? Was there a reason that you called upon us?
Oh, of course, for taking down the vampire.
Oh,
I mean, it was just tragic news to learn how just a former acquaintance, a former friend of yours, was actually a vampire and just deceiving you and died right before your very eyes. How very tragic.
It was horrible.
well, deception is... I think it was unfortunate, to say the least.
Well, you've done a great service for the town, my hometown, which comes first, of course, and therefore this dinner is on me.
You're a smart man. Maybe the smartest I've ever met.
I've been called words.
No, I mean it as a compliment. If you don't mind me being a little candid, my friend, in her dying words, said that there may have been a cure. Do you know of anything?
Nonsense.
What do you mean nonsense?
Nonsense. There is no cure for vampirism.
How,
Whoever told her that was just tricking a desperate young girl.
How do you know?
Because if there was a cure, I would know about it. And I do not know about it. I'd be able to make one.
Can I insight check? Sorry.
Please, go ahead. What are you insight checking?
I want to see if he's lying
Okay.
about that. If he thinks he's lying. Oh, nice. That is a 26.
26. He seems to be telling the truth. He seems to at least believe that there is no cure.
Okay.
Well,
I'm gonna
that
kinda
is
look at Avantris and nod.
that is unfortunate to hear, I suppose. She must have been mistaken.
I suppose so. But why she would betray her dearest friends? Unbelievable.
Well,
But I'm glad that you were able to effortlessly dispatch her.
it was,
It was a lucky happenstance.
We're used to this kind of thing, and Mina fortunately gave us very good information and led us right to her.
No, she is smart as a whip, that girl.
Does she go to the Sunsteel Ward often?
She wanders off when I give her a spare moment. She's always buying useless knickknacks, but we all have flaws and weaknesses. Isn't that true?
That is certainly true, certainly true. Is there, she's a lovely girl, and speaking of that, she was running your shop up in Goldhaven.
She was. Yes.
So with her here, is no one running in your shop there?
Temporarily down for renovations while I'm in Otway.
Well, it's true that, as you're aware of the things that happened at Gullhaven, there was massive damage and casualties.
That's very true.
So it's
It became
understandable.
very just hectic and chaotic. It was not good for my mental well-being to be in such a chaotic state. So I had to come home.
Well, what's good here? Do you have any recommendations? I pick up the menu.
This is not the same restaurant we were in before.
It is.
Oh, okay.
Well, I suppose I am having a bottle of very special wine brought for us all to enjoy. I recommend that.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's that time of the month, and I'm really bloated, and I can't have alcohol. Ugh.
Well, I can't speak.
And we're synced, so I can't either.
I can't speak to any of that, but as I mentioned last time, I'm not much of a wine person.
Well, that is just unfortunate. Rodek, I hope you will join me in enjoying a glass.
He told me wine is his favorite thing.
350 years old.
But I'm hoping that
Holy
wine isn't the reason you invited us to dinner. It's just for friends to catch up.
Well, I was just hoping to reward and show my thanks for taking down the vampire that was so ruthlessly terrorizing Agwe.
I think that dining in your presence is more than enough of a reward. You don't need to spoil us with your 300 and some odd year old wine.
I agree. You
Too
know,
late.
Well-
Here it is. And you see a server bringing wine with an incredibly weathered label. This thing looks old as fuck. And it's brought out and placed on the table.
If you don't mind me asking, how did you procure this?
Oh, it was in my father's collection.
Oh, was he a big wine person?
Oh, he was. He was very much just the biggest fan of wine. That's how he made so many friends in the noble scene here in Agwe.
Wow.
Well, I don't mean to be rude, and I'm sure it's very delicious, but we were quite a bit late last night partying because it's to celebrate taking down the vampire and saving the town, and I had a little too much ale, and that's a lot for me, so not feeling entirely up to it, but I'm sure there are plenty of non-alcoholic beverages on the menu that I can enjoy.
And while he's saying that, I want to try to discreetly cast Dispel Magic at a 5th level on the bottle of wine.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand check.
Oh boy. Come
And
on, dice.
What are the components?
Well, yeah. If it's
Before you do this,
yeah. Check the components.
For what? Why?
see if it's verbal.
Well, because you
or-
can't.
Well,
be like,
that's
"Dispel!"
that's why I'm saying if you're currently talking to him, I can mutter
Right,
it under my
right.
breath.
I just want to make
We're
sure.
just
that,
curious.
Yeah.
Try and keep it,
To find it.
What do they call it? Keep it something.
Where is it?
Keep it secret.
Hunt
Keep
it.
it safe.
Hunt it.
Hunt it.
Keep it. Hunt it.
What?
That's like the 100 on the emoji.
Okay.
You keep it.
I don't
hunt it.
have it.
I'm not hip
Oh.
to.
I don't have it. It's on my spell list, but I don't have it, so never mind. I can't do that.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
JK LOL.
JK, lol.
Well, I hope you aren't offended if I partake.
No, of
He
course.
uncorks it.
Of course not.
Or rather, it's been uncorked for him, and he takes a goblet, pours it.
Yep.
Takes a sip.
Now, that old man, if there's one thing he did do right, it was collecting good wine.
What did your father do?
He was one of the original founders of Agwe.
Wow, that's an impressive resume.
Wow.
I don't think we've discussed this before, but then how did you leave Agwe and end up in Gulhaven?
Well, I set my sights on something far grander. There's not much to do here in Agwe. You know that Goldhaven, there's far more commerce, there's far more merchandise, far more capital, gold and human and otherwise.
True.
And I wanted to do bigger things and waste away, and I do love this town more than I love life. But I was not able to achieve the success that I so desperately desired. And so he's the founder of Agwe. He was a hunter, musician, a wine collector. Was one of the big shots in the original noble families of Agwe.
He was a musician. What instrument did he play?
Well, my mother was the true music lover of the family, and he played the harp really just to sate her pestering. But he was very good. She was more of a piano, harpsichord, organ. That's those lessons I was taught every single day.
Oh, so you play?
Oh,
You
of
can play.
course. Of course.
That's fantastic.
A true gentleman has many talents.
You'll have to treat us to that sometime. Sounds wonderful.
Oh, I am certain I will.
I'm glad that we could at least be of some assistance in keeping Agwe safe.
Now, this gets to the crux
What does that mean?
of my dilemma. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think y'all trust me very much, despite my generosity.
Why is that?
It's all over your faces.
What is? A bug? A crux?
Your fear and disgust.
Oh, I'm not afraid or disgusted. Rodick farts sometimes, but I'm used to it at dinner.
I can smell it.
Ew. Rodick!
Well, if we're going to talk about the crux of the situation,
What is a crux?
in which case, what does it matter to you? We've listened to you. We've helped you out. We've been happy to oblige. We've ridden Agwe of the Vampire.
You have.
So what issue is it to you?
Is that there is a sickness that's befallen my beloved town of Agwe. A darkness, a shadow cast. I go away and a cancer grows in my absence. Y'all been noticing the common folk, people visiting from out of town, the look on their faces. Like they just going, spending money, drinking, smoking up, gambling all their savings away. Like they can't even help. And that they're, this is a little bit chipper than what I'm going
Adjust.
It was really setting the
Adjust.
mood.
Adjust. And their lives are ruined. Oh, there's a lot of happy people temporarily, but there's so much misery beneath the surface. And death. People dying to drink, dying to drugs, dying to their own hand after gambling away the last gold piece. Now, I remember this place was always a bastion of anything you desire, anything you could hunger for. But I ain't never seen it like this. And I do believe you are understanding my inference of what I think this cancer is.
You are referring to Remy.
You are a very smart dwarf.
Well, I would raise you the point of if someone gambles their last cent and is then bothered by it, isn't it their own doing? I mean, he may provide the temptation, but it's everybody's individual choice to partake in that temptation and potentially ruin their lives. I
That
don't
may
think
be so.
we should demonize the man for the choices of others.
I'm not going to pretend that this is my first rodeo. Sounds like you want someone to kill him. You missed Avantris of about 3 years ago.
Now, Sylvie, I agree that if you believe in the free will of humanity, that it should be theirs. But there is something far darker. And that temptation takes quite a bit to resist. And I don't know what's happening.
So you think it's magic?
I would say, as a master alchemist, there's some dark left-handed magic in play.
You believe that these people that are coming into town, they're not even from here. They're coming into town, they're gambling, they're spending all of their money. You believe they're being compelled by dark, whatever left-handed magic.
Compelled,
means.
seduced. I believe if you believe in free will, then yes, you could say that's the truth. I don't.
What would you like us to do about it?
I guess that's ultimately my point.
Yeah, if we're gonna get to the crucifixion of the situation, then I think that's the question.
You're not... Again, I think that you're a very intelligent individual. I think that you know more about me than you're willing to admit.
That is absolutely true, Avantris.
You know that I was a bounty hunter at one point.
Of course.
Are you proposing that I enter that line of business again? Because I don't think... I think you know by now that we've all moved beyond that.
I propose you stay out of my way. That is what I propose, Vanish True Strike.
Now, that sounds to me like you're planning on handling it yourself.
I'm planning on doing what I intend to do. These things take time.
No, I think we're planning on intending to do what we intend to do.
Now, I don't simply announce my plans and my intentions to everyone. I'm a personal, private man, despite my love of the people and my love to entertain. But I am just saying to you, the four heroes, what I am doing is out of altruism. Everything I do is out of the selfless goodwill for the town that I love so much.
So how do we go about staying out of your way?
Exactly that.
I don't understand your meaning. How are we in your way in the first place?
I'm saying a hero's intentions. Stick your nose where it don't belong. Y'all been doing it since you got here. Playing like big heroes. I know you're tired. It's fine. There's always been heroes for the hundreds of years I've been alive.
Pardon my forwardness, but a friend of mine is dead.
That is
You
true.
expect me to not put my nose in it?
Well, that's exactly my implication, Avantris. You're smarter than you look.
I'm gonna step out of bounds here a little bit. I can't agree to not get involved when people I love are involved, and I care about the people here at dinner. And if Vandris' friend is in danger, I'm gonna step in and try and do something about it. And should anybody else that we care about become involved in whatever you're planning, I cannot agree to not be involved in that. And I think that given the relationship that we've had and the dinners that we've had and you showing up at our play, that I can tell you, from me to you, honestly, that I can't agree to that. And I would hope that we could agree to disagree.
Well, you're free to agree to whatever you care to, darling. I will say that when you've lived as long as I have, you learn that there are powers well beyond anything mortals can comprehend. Anything that makes our daily squabbles the daily struggles of the men and women across Avantris, meaningless. Tears lost in the rain. Nothing to be considered. So all of this, there's far more at stake in the cosmos. Sylvie, you should know about all that.
What do you mean?
Well, your aura, your
Is it looking-
power, you didn't. That ain't learned.
No, Titania gave it to me.
Yeah,
We talked about this.
Titania, that sounds like something that would be the case. Now, there are a lot of pieces on the chessboard. And y'all feeling that real mighty? Am I wrong?
I don't. I think our goal was to defeat the vampire, and we're just concerned that something turned her into a vampire. So we're a wee bit on edge at this point. So we're just keeping our eyes out,
He
our ears open.
takes a sip of his wine. Well, that is true. Something had to have turned poor Taiki Heartseeker into a vampire. What do y'all know about vampires?
Well, we know that they oftentimes go by the secret agent term Draculas. Sometimes they're daylight Draculas, sometimes they're nighttime Draculas. And then we know that they have fangs and they bite people and they make them bleed their own blood. And then we also know that they are undead, right? We know that.
Hey?
We know that their skin is pale and they have long Nosferatu fingernails. And that their eyes are bloodshot and red and they sleep in coffins. I don't actually think that I know that.
And they're horribly burned alive
By the sun.
in the sun.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like y'all are informed.
Oh, and they can charm you. They can look at you and go, "Oh, Avantris, beat up Rodek." And then he pretends like he was charmed and he beats the shit out of Rodek and he goes, "Oh, sorry, Rodek, I was charmed." He wasn't.
Hyperbole, of course.
Yeah.
That's all true. But vampire has to come from somewhere.
Where does it come from? Enlighten us, please.
Well, vampire, like Taiki you saw, can't spread her gift. As we saw, there were no more vampire incidents during her entire reign.
So, does that mean there's another vampire about?
That might just be the case.
So then I definitely don't think that we can agree to not be involved, because if there's another Dracula, we have to deal with it. We can't let
Allow
somebody...
me to deal with it.
I mean,
I will handle.
if we could allow you to deal with it, then you could have dealt with Taiki, but you couldn't. You needed us to do it, which obviously, no offense to you, if you needed us to deal with Taiki, then you definitely not need us to deal with something that's more powerful than Taiki, right?
Let's just say I am moving around the pieces and I have recently come into some good fortune.
Oh, good.
And I have more bandwidth, more resources at my disposal.
Well, that's great. If you get any tips as to where the new Dracula is, you can let us know, and we'll swoop in and take care of it.
Do you expect us to just leave town? Is that what you mean by stay out of your way?
Now, I don't expect you to do that. No, I do not.
What do you want? What do you want from us?
I am just simply stating my case for everything that I do. I am simply stating that there are far larger things at play.
Are you able to give us any more information? You're clearly talking about Guru. Can you tell us what you know about him?
I'm telling you what I see. And I know...
In very vague terms.
I can tell you that whatever's happening there, people ain't being seduced with black magic and dying before they should for no reason. Now I think I can assume that a band of heroes would find a problem with that.
That's right.
Then who's really on whose side? That's the question you have to ask yourself. And you don't have to answer me now. You can do a little bit of rumination. Chat amongst yourselves.
And if we choose not to stay uninvolved, if we choose to get involved, what then? What does that mean for our friendship?
Well, I do say I just hate it when I am working and things become more difficult when it doesn't need to be.
Okay, well that's a great answer to somebody else's question. But my question was, if we choose to stay involved, what does that mean for our friendship?
I would be very hurt.
Okay.
And I think that it would strain such a friendship.
Yeah, I could see that.
You understand my meaning. And I think that, Sylvie, you should know more about any of this scale we're working with. More so than your friends. No offense to the three of y'all. But your simple minds can't possibly comprehend the depths of magic.
That's true.
Did he just call us simple?
Yeah.
I did, darling, yes. And that's no fault of your own.
Well, it's okay though, because you said no offense first.
Exactly
Good.
right. A true
We're
gentleman. True gentleman always says no offense before he insults someone.
Yeah, I mean, but it is true. You guys really don't know much about magic.
That's
It's
why
By
I don't,
choice.
very
I
powerful.
don't disagree.
But I still don't understand why that means we shouldn't be involved.
It means I think I could persuade you if you, Sylvie, join me at my manor alone without any of your overprotective friends.
Oh, I couldn't do that. They protect me. They keep me safe.
I don't think you understand. This isn't even a matter of protection or safety.
No, from myself. If it weren't for you guys following me literally everywhere, my face would be miles deep in a giant pair of jugs 24/7.
And you did grow up around here, didn't you?
Yeah.
Funny that.
What's funny about that?
Yeah, I'm confused. What, because I came from a swamp?
You're from around Ogway, and left to your own devices, you would be down and out with the rest of them.
Well, I didn't want to be like my family. I made that choice for myself, with a little help.
We all have to make hard choices and go against our families to get to where we want to go. I know that better than anyone.
Okay, but
And I admire that you are so committed to serving that higher power that you serve. But I am of the opinion that none of the enlightened should have to serve any being, no matter how powerful. And that's why I see you, Sylvie. And it makes me sad.
But I'm happy.
Is that what you tell me?
Happy. No, that's what I tell me. Because before her, I was just, Sylvie from the bog, and now I'm Sylvie, and I have friends, and I have friends, and I have my own little house, and it's just awesome. And I can cast spells, which I couldn't do before. I used to get kicked by Okra, but now she doesn't kick me anymore.
I suppose that's true. I also suppose that happy cows make for happy beef after the slaughter.
Wait, did he just call me fat?
I believe
would
it's a
never.
turn of phrase.
What does that mean?
I
Is that
believe
like-
it's a metaphor.
What's that?
I believe it's an analogy.
What's that?
It's when you say something and it's kind of like something else.
Oh,
But you simplify it so that even the simpletons sitting
oh,
among
I
us.
do that all the time. Yeah. Okay. Okay, well, I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but I'm happy, and that's what matters. I wasn't happy before, and I'm happy now, so I wouldn't change it. I'm happy to serve Titania as long as she wants to keep me.
Why can only Sylvie help you?
Because you guys can't cast spells. Duh, he said it.
No, I want to know explicitly why. We're all very powerful. Annalyn can cast spells. She knows
She
magic.
can tap into the paltry streams of nature that flow through the material plane. You can swing a sword and you can swing a sword. Very powerful. You are very skilled.
He can do green flame blade.
Oh, I know. And
But it's pretty paltry magic. No offense.
it's a
Andres.
speck from an elven bloodline. Tapping into powers far beyond our own. Now that is real power. That is what your friend Sylvie has done. But the catch, and it's always a catch. There's always a catch, and I think that is where you have not come along to see Sylvie. And I will not say any more in front of your friends. But I'm saying that being a puppet to a scheming entity
You would never.
is not an existence that I would ever want for anyone, even my worst enemy.
You've obviously never seen her face, because if you'd seen her face, you would know that a face that beautiful could never scheme.
Have you seen her face?
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was like radiant light shining down on me when everything was dark, and it filled my heart with warmth and purpose and pride, and it was amazing. And if you had felt that, then you would know that she could never scheme.
That would be the goal.
There's too much pink for scheming.
That would be the intention, I suppose. Well, I just see so much potential in you, Sylvie.
Oh, thank you.
And it just pains
No one's
me
really ever
that-
said that before.
And I just, like I said, I am an altruist. I am doing this out of the goodness of my heart, and I weep to think of anyone going to through not achieving their true potential.
Well, if you're free around 10 a.m. tomorrow, I think that's the only time I have in my books.
I might be able to accommodate you in my manner.
Around 10 a.m.?
I can.
Oh. Hello.
We'll meet in the basement.
Oh, that sounds creepy. Wait, can you just meet me at the front gate? Who's gonna let me in?
I have Mina let you in.
Oh, I get scared without friends. Can I bring Rodek? He's kind of ugly and goofy.
Those are the terms, doll.
Well,
Why?
Avantris is my manager, so I'll let him decide for me. He books the talent.
I will say I was hoping your sister would be able to convince you.
Well, I haven't talked to her in days, so she hasn't said anything to me about you. I assumed she was
know, what a
busy throwing
tragedy.
people to gators, so...
That is what the bushwhackers do.
I mean, she's like Ma Puckett's right-hand... Tuckett? Ma Puckett? Whatever her name is. She's a
Puckett.
right-hand woman, and she throws people to gators all the time. It's terrible living. And she's a slut, so she's probably tits up in an alleyway.
She is from Agway.
Well, so am I, but I'd probably be tits up in an alleyway too if it weren't for these guys. Okay. Avantris, you're my manager. You make the decisions for me.
And I kick him really hard on
Well,
the table.
well, listen. This dinner has been lovely. We appreciate the hospitality that you've extended to us. Perhaps it's something that we should discuss. I don't want to make any rash decisions now, maybe we could retire back to our inn and we could send a letter to you later this evening about tomorrow morning.
Oh yeah, that would be good. Just to make sure I didn't mess up my books. My wrist clock is wrong all the time. My skin swatch.
Let me just say we read you loud and clear. And perhaps
I knew you would.
Perhaps we'll send correspondence to you later this evening.
Just leave it at the front desk of your hotel.
Easy enough.
Okay.
I look to the rest of the group and I say, should we get going?
Yes, I'm feeling very tired.
Have we eaten? Have you been eating?
Yeah,
the whole time?
I assume we've
I'll
been...
see you guys have
Yeah.
been eating. Yeah,
It's been
fine. Yeah, you've been eating, and that's fine. Yeah. You feel fine.
All right. Well, we're offering. You know, I still don't understand why you can't use our help, given what's going on. But we will certainly discuss it.
That's why.
If I meet you tomorrow, can we continue to keep our nose in other people's business?
You can do whatever you want if you come.
Interesting. We will be in touch. That is a good incentive for me.
I kind of usher the gang towards the exit. Are we all moving? Are we all leaving as a unit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As we start to make our way towards the door, I stop and I turn towards Alphonse and I say, "Oh, and a wise man once told me, you can't run forever." I leave with the rest of the group.
Oh, but I intend to, Avantris. Have a wonderful evening. As you all leave, all of the Dragonborn, you see that their hands are on their weapons. As the four of you exit, step out into New Arcadia Square, and seemingly unharmed. And that is where we'll end the session.
Oh shoot!
He talks so much shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he's a big old dick.
But he's
Fucking
still
dick.
not as big of a dick as fucking Guru.
Guru's just more blunt about it. He gives no shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He's so backhanded.
Yep.
Phone died. Good thing I didn't have to roll any more dice because my skills are all fucking dead.
So, thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for staying up with us. Great session, guys.
Yeah.
Excellent work. And I guess we'll raid somebody.
Yes. Yeah.
So tune in
feel
tomorrow,
free.
by the way. Tomorrow.
Beneath Dark Wings.
Beneath Dark Wings. Do we have a start time?
I can let you know right now if you tune in, I'm going to be casting Fireball, and it's going to make for a good time. That's all I can say.
He will do it.
I promise you I will be casting Fireballs as often as possible.
Oh god. We're in for it. We are in for it. Yeah, I don't know about start time.
In
I
the
think
evening?
it's just when everybody can get
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I'm hoping to be able to dip out of work a little early because
Yeah.
I worked extra tonight.
Okay.
So hopefully, I can't speak to the rest of the gang, but hopefully a decent start time. Should be earlier than I don't know. It's up to. I guess it's gonna be up to our travelers.
Yeah. So we'll keep everyone posted on Discord. So if you're not in our Discord, please join us in Discord. We'll also tweet about it as well. So we'll keep everyone abreast of the situation. We'll see you tomorrow and not DMing back to back because I hate myself.
Yeah.
It's for the good
And
of the.
hopefully it'll be fine. Thank you guys for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We're rating how we roll, how re-roll, how
reroll.
re-roll.
So it's not going to be a 2-part session probably, or maybe we'll figure it out. But it will be shorter sessions. We're not starting at like 2 p.m.
Yeah, it's not gonna be like 8
Yeah.
hours, but we'll figure it out.
But we're probably going to go later than usual, right? We're not going to like end at 11 or 11:30.
Yeah. So it'll be a later session, but it'll be. It was the only way we could get a December session in. So
we're making
yeah,
do.
Yep.
worth it.
Okay,
And then-
love you guys.
Yeah, see you guys.
Thank you guys. Thanks for
See
hanging
ya.
out.
Bye.
Bye.